At Alumni Field in Keene, New Hampshire, where the 3-0 Keene Swamp Bats get set to take on the visiting Upper Valley Nighthawks. Pleasant good evening, folks. I'm Ryan Fitzpatrick, and joined alongside me, my broadcast partner tonight, CJ Boone. And CJ, we have two teams heading into this game with different feelings. As for the Swamp Bats, the offense became alive last night, it seemed like, for the first time this season, besides their 3-0 start, and they were able to continue in their winning ways. And then for the Nighthawks, they had a day off yesterday, which really could have been a reset after Sunday's tough loss.
Yeah, and for tonight, for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, it's basically spoiling the party. In this situation, the Nighthawks really don't have anything to lose since it's so early and facing one of the two remaining undefeated teams in the NECBL,
right.
But the Nighthawks coming off of a 14-6 loss against the Valley Blue Sox, and the main question was just consistent pitching. 9 walks surrendered by the Nighthawks, 3 of them with the bases loaded, so basically just giving the Valley Blue Sox free runs. So you have to look for consistent starting pitching, and honestly for the bats to kind of come alive. James Love in the 3-hole, the NECBL Player of the Week this last week. Cam Boardman as well right in front of him. I mean, you have to love what those two guys have been able to do for the Nighthawks, but as long as there's consistent starting pitching and the bullpen's able to lock it down in the end of the game, this should be a very competitive game this evening. Yeah,
and you mentioned it, coming into the spoiling the Swamp Bats' big start to the season. And last year, despite when the Swamp Bats in 2025 beginning of the season losing their season opener, they went on an 11-game winning streak after that. But they took a trip to Upper Valley, and guess what? They lost the second game of the doubleheader. The Upper Valley Nighthawks spoiled that almost NECBL record of 12 wins in a row. They got to 11 to tie the record. So spoiling the Swamp Bats' winning streaks is a thing that Upper Valley Nighthawks are familiar with, but let's see if they can do it this early in the season today. Obviously only 3 games down. The Swamp Bats coming off of a win against the Sanford Mainers, where they racked up 10 hits, and they were really setting up other players for success, getting on base, and players were able to come through. But you mentioned for the Nighthawks, they're going to have that stellar pitching against this stellar lineup that the Swamp Bats really provide.
Yeah, especially with the fact that he had a big home run last night from Kendrick in the 4th inning, and then he had a game-winning RBI in the 6th, and that was enough to put the Mainers down last night for the count. But yeah, for the Nighthawks, I mean, you just have to stay in the game as long as you can. I mean, this team has been very good at getting ahead early. Within the first 3 innings of the ball game, they've scored 10 runs throughout the first 3 games, and they had some success against the Valley Blue Sox, but it just in the middle innings, and then when we got to the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, the game was out of reach, and it was just inconsistencies on the mound. And the Bats were able to kind of stay alive. They got a couple across in the 9th inning, but ultimately, you just want to see a competitive matchup, especially against the defending champs, a stellar team last year, off to a great start this year. So for the Nighthawks, this could be a big confidence boost heading into such a long week ahead.
And we talked about this before the break, that this is a long season. I mean, these are teams that aren't fully complete yet. So what is that vibe on the bus like when you're traveling over here to Keene, when teams are still meshing and, off of a tough loss?
Well, just a lot of Mafia games going on in the back of the bus, but it's awesome to see that. And these guys are just such a tight-knit group. We just had 5 guys join the team today, and it's like they've already known each other for a month already. Yeah. And it's just like, I think that's how a lot of baseball players are at heart, is they just want to get together, they want to get to know each other, find out how this guy clicks, this guy clicks, like who's going to be my Mafia partner going forward, or who's going to go out to the course with me later on an off day. And it's just going to be something that's magical, especially in the NECBL with guys floating in and out. You have so many guys that are returners for this Upper Valley Nighthawks team as well, and they're able to take the new guys under their wing, as you will, and kind of make some more memories as we get through the summer here in the Northeast.
Yeah, and that's for the Swamp Bats. They were off to a 3-0 start, but players are still coming in. You may say that they're not fully at their full potential just yet. A new player coming in today, and he finds himself in the starting lineup in Eli Stevens. He got picked up in Hartford, Connecticut today, and then he made his trip on up here and immediately gets put in to the starting lineup. The coaches were talking about it on the bus yesterday. He had a 12:45 arrival time in Hartford, Connecticut. That means his first at-bat should come around 7 o'clock. First home run should be around 7:30, something like that. So, it's the jokes that make it. Also, a returner coming in as well, and Michael O'Brien, who was a part of the winning team last year. So, new guys are coming in, and returning faces are coming in. So this is still a team on both sides that are looking to expand going into the meat of the season, as we're still in early June.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to seeing it soon. The players are getting onto the field now. Starting lineups and national anthem underway. You're watching NECBL Plus and the Keene Swamp Bats against the Upper Valley Nighthawks. Thank you very much, Emma. And yes, as we saw right there, there's keys to the game for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, and we saw extra 90s. I like that. And for this offense, they're going to try to get ahead early and take advantage of the new arm on the mound. And going through this lineup, the Upper Valley Nighthawks sending them away, starting 9.
Leading things off, Nick Quagliato. He's getting the start in left field for the first time this season, followed by Cam Boardman at DH, followed by James Love, the NECBL Player of the Week this week. Charlie Magulik is getting the start at first, one of those brand new faces for the Nighthawks, Tim Dickinson, followed by Willie Hurt, Cole Hewitt, Levi Jones, AJ DeMastri getting his first start behind the plate this evening.
So a lot of new guys that are in the lineup for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, them getting their first at-bats. But on the mound, it's a new arm for the Keene Swamp Bats, and Aiden O'Connell, the right-handed pitcher from Duke. He just finished up his sophomore season. He had 21 innings pitched, 25 strikeouts, but an 8.57 ERA, so he's definitely going to get up there in the strikeout numbers, but the ball could get put in play as well. As for the starting defense, over catching for O'Connell is Skyler behind the plate, Sinise at third, at shortstop Anderson, Smith at second, and Marshall at first. We'll get to the outfield in just a moment, but leading off, as you mentioned, Nick Quagliato, the left fielder, takes a first pitch in there for a strike, and we're underway. In left field is Kendrick, center field Boykin, Stevens over in right. So a very familiar outfield besides Stevens, who's making his Keene Swamp Bats debut of 2026. O'Connell sets the 0-1, swing and a miss with the breaking ball, 0-2.
Yeah, good pitch difference right there. 91 mile an hour fastball and then 81 miles an hour on the breaking ball. Great job from O'Connell right there.
O'Connell looking to make a pretty nice first impression here, already ahead 0-2 to the first leadoff hitter he gets to face this summer. Comes set, the 0-2 pitch. Grounder, left side, Anderson fields it, fires the first, in time, one gone. So another breaking ball out of the hands of O'Connell to get the first out.
Yeah, and the left on right matchup was not a concern for O'Connell right there. First at bat, first out of the young season, has to feel good for him as he tries to attack this Upper Valley lineup.
And that brings up Cameron Boardman. Boardman, the Bradford, Vermont guy, so he didn't have to go too far from home to play at Upper Valley against for the Nighthawks. NGIT. First pitch to him in the dirt, another breaking ball, 3 straight out of the hands of O'Connell. That one's for ball 1.
One of the 9 returners for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, and he's had a great start to the season so far, hitting .385, and he goes to Hartford, the Division III college in Vermont, does a great job.
Beams him with that pitch, so that time goes for the fastball for the first time. This is the first pitch of the game, but that one just gets the back of Boardman for the first base runner.
And this is just a fastball that just gets away from O'Connell, but Boardman takes 91 right to the side and just walks right down to first and takes his extra 90 for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the first time I heard that one, extra 90s. I mean, you're a ball player yourself at the college level. You hear a lot of extra 90s going on?
You hear a lot of hard 90s.
Hard 90s,
like
I know that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things. But yeah, extra 90 feet, you will never complain about those. Free bases is how I always heard it.
Ground ball to the right side, that's gonna get through for a base hit. James Love, with the first hit of the ball game, gets to continue the momentum that the Upper Valley Nighthawks have started in the first inning.
Yeah, James Love, the NECBL Player of the Week for June 8th, and he is a machine. He's had 3 games with multi-hit games. He's had 3 against Stanford, he had 3 against Valley, and then he had 2 against Newport. So James Love, somebody to watch out for as we progress here in the young season.
The Easter Illinois product, able to continue his momentum into the second week after a shortened week, obviously, with the NECBL's 2026 season starting on Thursday. Now Charlie Magulik, with runner in scoring position and 1 gone, takes a first pitch outside for ball 1.
And Magulik is one of the 6 lefties that first-year manager Chase Allen puts in the lineup. So Allen not afraid to put his left-handed hitters in. Did that against Sanford as well, facing the left-hander.
The southpaw comes set, the 1-0. Breaking ball in there for a called strike.
This breaking ball, that was a nasty pitch from O'Connell. Magulik was leaning out of the box there because it was about ready to come in and hit him, but a great 12-6 break right there.
Got back even into the count. O'Connell features a four-seamer as that's grounded over the first base side, but rolls foul. Good effort over there by Jackson Marshall, able to glove it, but the runners will return back to first and second. As I was talking about, pitch arsenal for O'Connell stepping up to the mound for his first time. Four-seam fastball, two-seam fastball, changeup, curveball, and slider. Nothing like 3 off-speed pitches you can go to in your repertoire to put batters away. And he's ahead in the count, 1-2. Pitch to Magulik. Fastball, that one looked like a two-seamer, ends up being fouled off.
And this is just a try to hit it situations. I mean, yes, it's on the outside part of the plate, but Magulik able to put enough wood on it to foul it away, and we have a 1-2 count with 1 away.
Boardman leads off a second, Love off a first. 1 out. O'Connell shakes the sign off, comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate, goes back to the fastball, but that misses outside for ball 2. Magulik, the first baseman for the Nighthawks in the lineup tonight, batting 4th in the cleanup spot, takes the breaking ball that misses well high. That'll run the count full.
And I don't mind that pitch right there, trying to go with that 2-strike breaking ball, but this one trying to get it right over the plate to get a strikeout looking, but this time was just upstairs.
The payoff pitch coming, another breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with the curve for the second out of the inning.
Left on left curveball. Nothing you can really complain about there if you're a Swamp Bat fan, able to fool Magulik there, who was well sitting fastball in that situation on the payoff pitch, and that's just great sequencing.
Well, that's one of those right there. You saw Magulik start to turn his shoulders, so as that ball started its break, he already had his shoulders square to the pitcher, so that in that case, it was more of an emergency hack, try to get it out in front of it, but that ball clearly missing his bat for strike 3. Still 2 runners on, runner scoring position for Dickinson. The shortstop takes the first pitch, fastball in there for a called strike.
O'Connell's feeling good out there to start things off. I mean, that's what you want to see, especially in your NECBL debut for 2026. Pumping the heat right there. He's been 91. That one was at 89 so far in this inning, but you got to love what you see so far.
From St. Joseph's University. Left on left matchup again. Fastball misses outside for ball 1.
And Dickinson is one of those cases where the average may not look great, but he's had 2 big hits for the Nighthawks, and he's looking to come through here, get them on the board early.
Well, the offense hasn't been too much of an issue for the Nighthawks so far. As that breaking ball runs inside again, that'll load the bases. Hits Dickinson on the back. Just could not get a grasp of that curveball there and couldn't curve enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's just one of those breaking balls that gets away. I mean, sometimes it happens, and sometimes you pay the price. And in this situation, now he's going to face another left-handed hitter, which is more of a favor for O'Connell. But now you got bases loaded. Granted, yes, there's 2 away, but that's still a lot of pressure to get out of this inning.
Yeah. We saw hit by pitches for this pitching staff of the Swamp Bats run into trouble a couple nights ago against the North Shore Navigators. They had more hit by pitches than hits or walks. So, yeah, 7 hit by pitches is that's going to call. That first pitch fastball missing outside, and velocity dipped for O'Connell there, and that's going to call for head coach Sean McKenna to make his way out to the mound and try to talk O'Connell down.
Yeah, and this is just trying to stop the momentum of the Nighthawks that's been kind of building, but also get O'Connell back in this game. Falls behind 1-0 here, and you are in that favorable matchup against a struggling offensive team outside of Boardman and Love. And you got to love trying to get back in this game, and the spirit of his teammates also meeting at the mound too, instead of it just being a catcher, coach, and the pitcher meeting. Everybody locked in, the spirit's up. It's the first inning. Hey, let's get out of this inning unscathed and get the offense up.
Right. William Hurt looking to do some damage as he's ahead in the count to O'Connell. The 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball in there for a called strike. The 2-seamer catch the lower part of the zone.
And from the vantage point, I mean, that looked like it's going way outside, and it breaks right back over the outside part of the plate. Great pitch from O'Connell to get into the count.
Good tail on that two-seam. See if he goes back to it. The 1-1 count. From set the pitch. Another fastball, but that misses for ball 2. O'Connell looking to make a good first impression. Obviously struck out the first batter he got to face. He actually got him to ground out the short, but since then, he's run into some trouble. Breaking ball misses outside. Ball 3 now.
And if you're really hurt here, you're going to let him throw his strike here unless it is a fastball middle what you're looking for. If it's anything breaking, you're going to more than likely take in this situation.
Yeah. It's early in the game. You want to get the pitch count up as well of O'Connell. As he's behind 3-1, nowhere to put him. Fastball hits the lower part of the zone. Goes with the 4-seam.
And that's right where that first fastball was. You knew that he wasn't swinging at that pitch, and you were able to get back into this count here, and now you have a big payoff coming.
And I love hearing the field of the Swamp Bats. A lot of encouragement throwing that pitch. There's nowhere to put him. 2 outs, the merry-go-round in motion. Ground ball to second. Smith works to his left, fire to first in time, and gets out of the jam. O'Connell loads the bases, but strands all 3. We head to the bottom of the first, scoreless. Back here in the bottom of the first inning, where the Swamp Bats will get their first turn to make an impact on this one offensively after escaping that jam. Due up for the Swamp Bats, we have Jackson Smith back in the leadoff spot for the first time in the 2026 season. He's playing second base. Luke Boykin batting second for the Swamp Bats. Jackson Marshall batting third. He reached his first 50 straight games where he reached base after last night. So we'll get more into that later on. But Eli Stevens, Nico Sinise, Micah Kendrick, TJ Schuyler batting 7th, Gavin Spears batting 8th, and Colin Anderson playing shortstop and rounding the lineup off at 9. But they'll be facing a pretty good pitcher on the mound, and already has pitched so far this season, and that will be the pitcher in Chamberlain.
The product of Louisville, Kentucky, Chase Chamberlain, the right-handed pitcher out of Bellarmine College. So far, 1 clean inning in his first appearance in the NECBL against Newport. Gave up 1 hit, struck out 1 of the goals, but Chase Allen able to go to him to start things off against the Keene Swamp Bats. And the Nighthawks defensively, we have Quagliano left to right, getting his first start in left field, as I talked about earlier. Then we have Hewitt in center, Jones in right, Love, Dickinson on the left side of the infield, followed by Hurt and Magulik on the right side, Demostri behind the plate, and Chamberlain on the mound for the Nighthawks.
Oh, Jackson Smith leading off for the second straight night, the man from Cincinnati. He had a couple base hits in last night's game, and he takes the first pitch from Chamberlain in there for a called strike.
Good dominant fastball right there to start things off for Chamberlain. Not going to blow it by you. 89-90 on that fastball.
Second pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 1. That'll even the count. Smith, as I said, the second baseman for the Swamp Bats, flew out twice last night, but ended up getting a couple base hits as well. Takes another pitch in there for a called strike, and now he's behind the count 1-2.
Especially at your leadoff hitter getting a 400 average straight away. I mean, so far so good for him after just 1 game.
Big time. The 1-2 pitch struck him out. O'Connell goes to the pitch in the dirt for the first out in this one.
And that's just a great pitch right there from Chamberlain, able to get it done. Left on right matchup, the senior out of DuPont Manual High School, doing a great job so far, 1 batter in.
That brings up the center fielder for the Swamp Bats. He's been there for almost all 4 games, and Luke Boykin. Boykin, the man from Sanford, and originally from Georgia, as he takes that first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. So far, we've seen Chamberlain start to spike that fastball. I mean, it worked out on the strikeout back in the first at-bat, but still. Another pitch, grounded foul towards the left side. See if Sean McKenna makes a play. He will, beautifully, barehanded.
And Chamberlain just going with that fastball, spiking it on the first pitch, but comes right back with that breaking ball. I mean, guys in the NECBL are very confident in throwing their breaking stuff at any quadrant of the zone. Doesn't matter if they're in a 3-0 count. They might have a chance to throw that instead of that get-me-over fastball.
The 1-1's fouled away, and there's that fastball. 91 miles per hour.
Chamberlain's not afraid to attack hitters. He's one of those guys that, you know, you step up to the plate, you're in my office in a way, if you want to call it that. And he is a very dominant presence on the mound. He did very well in Newport. Let's see how he does tonight against these Swamp Bats.
That pitch is taken off the plate, and that'll even the count at 2. Luke Boykin last night tallied 2 hits, went 2 for 4, cut a walk to his name as well. And in an inning, he left a runner on base. The 2-2 pitch to Boykin. Low for ball 3.
And that's just a good fastball with 2 strikes there. You either get the call or you don't at 91 miles an hour from Chamberlain.
Counts full, the pitch fouled away. Another fastball. That one splits the plate, but just couldn't get a good enough piece of it for Luke Boykin, but he still spoils it and stays in that bat.
Yeah, and that's just a mistake. 2-strike fastball right there, but hey, Boykin fouled it right back to the screen, so it worked out for the Nighthawks.
Another fastball. That one's fouled again. Good plate appearance here by Luke Boykin here in the first inning. Well, this is exactly what you want to do here, CJ. You want to get that pitch count up, see as many pitches as you possibly can, especially after a first at-bat that resulted in a strikeout.
Yeah, already 11 pitches through the first 2 hitters for Chamberlain, so the Swamp Bats are doing a good job of that plan.
The payoff pitch, breaking ball, grounded to short, working deep to his right is Dickinson. Throwing to first base, not nearly in time, however, and it's a hustle base hit for Luke Boykin.
Yeah, that's just a tough play. A rollover on a 3-2 pitch. Dickinson playing more towards the second base bag. Had to go all the way almost into third base territory and had to throw on the run, but Boykin able to use his speed and get on first base.
Well, here comes Jackson Marshall, a man from UConn who, as I mentioned, swiftly over before the first pitch was thrown by Chamberlain, where last night's game, he might only have a few hits on the season, but last night was his 50th consecutive game reaching base, going back to his season in the spring with UConn. So big stat right there.
Well, especially carrying that success from using a metal bat to now a wood bat, able to find his way on base and help the Swamp Bats any way he can. It's also a very tall man, 6'8".
Yeah. Pickoff attempt over first base, but Luke Boykin slides head first back in safely.
Ryan, could you imagine facing somebody that is listed at like Jose Altuve height and then followed by Marshall over there in the batter's box at 6'8" right afterwards?
Yeah, it's like standing next to Aaron Judge. That breaking ball hits Marshall, so he goes with the curveball, but it nicks Marshall in the elbow, and he's able to take a 90 over to first base. 2 runners on again for the Swamp Bats, as we saw back in the top half of the first inning after a quick first out.
And as we mentioned, that extra 90 feet, I mean, that was more for the Nighthawks, but in this case, like, as a Swamp Bats fan, you're going to take it, because if the Nighthawks are giving you that extra 90 feet, you might as well take it and try to run around it, and that's what kind of got the Nighthawks in trouble against Valley on Sunday. So you hope to not see that again from the Nighthawks tonight, but if things kind of keep going the way they've been with the hit by pitch and a tough infield play, I mean, you could see a couple runs here in the first inning very easy.
That's right. And the Swamp Bats did all they can to set the meat of the order up for success yesterday, where they scored 6 runs successfully. Players get on base, and they were able to cash in. 1-0 in there for a called strike. Here's Eli Stevens. Stevens from Georgia Tech, originally from Georgia. To Houston County High School, standing at 6'2", making his Swamp Bats debut. The 1-1, taken high. Chamberlain having to work around some trouble. Saw a very similar top half of the first inning, as I mentioned, a hit by pitch after a quick out. Start things off, and also Luke Boykin hitting that single early on as he leads off a second. That fastball clips the zone.
Yeah, 91 from Chamberlain, actually 92 on the radar gun. Power fastball, getting that second strike in the at-bat.
That makes the count even. Leading off a second, Boykin, Marshall off of first. The 2-2. Blisters that one foul to the left side, and he'll stay in it. Like I said, Stevens standing at 6'2", so that's pretty tall, but after you come after a batter like Jackson Marshall, it doesn't look too tall.
No, Chamberlain's like, oh man, you look like you're at least 5'10" from the mound, so big adjustment there.
2-2, swung on him, tipped into the glove of Demistri for strike 3. Good job by Demistri to hold on to that one for the second out.
And that's just a power 2-strike fastball inside part of the plate, lower in the zone. 92 from Chamberlain, so he's feeling great on the mound, getting up there in his PR and his velocity on that fastball.
So a couple runners still on the pond with 2 outs, and now Nico Sinise stepping up to the plate. We saw yesterday him delivering the first run of the ball game for the Swamp Bats with a single. First pitch breaking ball in there for a called strike. After Demistri corrals it eventually behind the plate. Counts 0-1.
And if you're Chamberlain and the Nighthawks, if you can get out of here, stranding that runner at second, not allowing another runner to get on base and have a bases loaded threat or a run scoring, you'll take that as a big win and a bounce back from Sunday.
The 0-1, big cut and a miss by Nico Sinise for strike 2. Sinise was able to get on a couple times last night, was able to drive in a run. He's been clutch all season, especially in Game 1 and Game 2. Saw him last time we were here in the bottom of the 8th inning where he was able to deliver a 2-run RBI double, giving the Swamp Bats lead. Runners go, and that one's fouled back.
Marshall was even running on that. They're going for a double steal there.
What we saw on Friday night against the North Shore Navigators, they tried a very similar approach as Boykin went on to steal third and Jackson Marshall went to steal second on the double steal. The throw went to second base and they got Jackson Marshall. So it seems like they learned from their mistake last time and just setting the lead runner. 0-2 pitch coming. Runners stay this time as that breaking ball's popped into the air and it'll head out of play foul. So 2 straight foul balls after the 0-2 count. That one was a breaking ball that hit the top of the zone. Not exactly where you want it out of the hand of Chamberlain, but
he got away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what you got to say there. I mean, Chamberlain able to put that breaking ball in the top half of the zone, and he might have gotten a called strike 3 right there.
0-2, fastball fouled away. 93 miles per hour up over the zone. Nico Sinise didn't like it, but had to foul it off.
Something I've noticed with Sinise attacking that fastball, they've been up and away this entire at-bat with that fastball from Chamberlain, and he's just having a hard time getting that barrel up there. It's just kind of like an emergency hack to try to foul it off and get another pitch.
Here comes the 6th pitch without throwing a ball. That breaking ball swung straight to third base in Love, going to a knee and making the grab for the final out. So the Swamp Bats threaten early as well as the Nighthawks, and they strand 2. We head to the second scoreless. Back here in the top of the second inning where O'Connell takes the mound once again for the top half of the second. After running into some trouble in the first inning, Ryan Fitzpatrick, CJ Boone in the booth. And CJ, what did you see out of O'Connell and what did he really have to overcome in the top half of the first inning? When you're being a pitcher yourself, him getting out of it.
I think what's big is, yeah, that big way to get out of the top half of the first inning, but the big thing is with that breaking ball, it worked really good to McGulick right there to get that strikeout, but the big thing is he's got to dial in that curveball if he's going to go to it with the left-handed batter. He can't give up those hit-by pitches. He had 2 of them in the first inning, so you like to see him limit those and try to get those left-handed hitters out, because if you got 6 of the 9 batters you're facing are the same side as you, especially with the rarity of being a southpaw in this game, you got to get those guys out.
Yeah, and CJ, also something to mention, the one hit that he did let up, and also the one thing they actually really earned in that was a soft ground ball. I mean, obviously James Love has been tearing it up so far in the first week of the season, but it was a soft ground ball that got through the right side. It was just a seeing eye base hit. So, I mean, he just has to take that into account. You let up that one hit, that was a soft ground ball. So now he's facing the bottom half of the order here, in the bottom 3 actually, and Cole Hewitt leading off for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, and Hewitt's just had a slow start to the season, had a 1-for-3 game against Sanford, but has been really silent at the plate ever since. So you'd like to see him try to get back into it if you're a Nighthawks fan, but for O'Connell, you gotta be licking your chops right here, knowing that the bottom of the order is struggling for the Nighthawks, so you'd like to maybe have the opportunity to have a clean inning here.
Beautiful job by a fan over there. It was a foul ball. The fan was able to get to a knee and corral it and gives the ball over to the kids. I like that. Nice class act right there. Left-on-left matchup. We've seen a ton of those so far today. As O'Connell comes set and deals the 0-1. As he goes with the breaking ball, misses inside.
Yeah, and this pitch just had a little bit more of a run on it than he wanted.
Yeah.
it was an easy take for Hewitt. Actually had to get out of the way of that pitch. But if you're also the Nighthawks, if you're able to kind of just let it clip you a little bit, obviously make an attempt so that way you actually get your base, you would take those opportunities.
Goes back to the breaking ball, and that time it starts over the zone, tailed away, and was able to get a sword swing out of Hewitt.
And that's what you want right there. I mean, Hewitt, big strikeout guy so far, 5 and just 8 at-bats on the season. So if you're looking at the scouting report, which these teams do a great job of, you knew that was coming.
Swing and a miss. Went back to the breaking ball for the 3rd time and got him swinging.
Yeah, O'Connell went first pitch fastball, got him early on it, and he crushed it foul, hit it hard, and then goes right back to the breaking balls, and you get instant swings, and these pitches aren't even close, and Hewitt's just waving and missing. So good job from O'Connell right there to get him out.
One where you're going to have to go back to the drawing board for Hewitt, as you mentioned, so far this season. Hasn't yet come around to it, but O'Connell tallying his 2nd strikeout of the ball game, and now faces Levi Jones. First pitch in there for a called strike. Jones, the man out of Maryland, from Howell, New Jersey.
And Jones is one of those cases, too, where he's just struggling to kind of get things going. Now he's got to face another southpaw here to get back into his season.
Big swing and a miss. So O'Connell again ahead in the count. Left on left matchup. We've seen a ton of those so far. Lefty-handed lineup. I bet they're excited to go to the bullpen. Maybe try to get O'Connell's pitch count up and see a right-hander. O'Connell ahead. The 0-2. Fastball misses. Gets a nod of approval, though, behind the plate. That's the Indiana man and TJ Schuyler saying he liked where that was, the fastball, about eye level, especially where you see balls that were lower in the zone. You start to change up that north-south. Might get a swing and a miss, but no chase that time by Jones. The 1-2, driven in the air to center field. Moving in on it is Boykin, makes the grab for the 2nd out.
And that's just good sequencing right there. It goes 0-2 high fastball to set up that breaking ball. This pitch is actually in the strike zone with 2 strikes, but Levi Jones was not able to get enough barrel on it. It's just a lazy fly ball to center. But if you're O'Connell, you wanted that actually out of the zone there, and you wanted that swing and miss strikeout, but you'll take the lazy fly ball to center field.
Yep. Now AJ DeMaestri, the backstop for the Nighthawks, steps in for the first time today. A quick 2 outs for O'Connell, deals to DeMaestri in there for a called strike, goes to the fastball that clips the outer part of the zone.
And DeMaestri is no slouch at the bottom of the order. He did come off the bench against Valley in his first appearance of the season. Had a very deep at bat, but ended up striking out. But he did lead the team for Dartmouth this year in batting average.
Maybe a little 2 out, 2nd leadoff man as he grounds that one to short. Anderson fouls across his body high throw, but no problem for the 6'8 Marshall as he takes that one in for the 3rd out. Still scoreless, heading to the bottom of the 2nd. Alumni Field has lots of stuff going on here in Ribby. Reading with Ribby night here at Alumni Field here in Keene, New Hampshire. It's mascot dance-off. We had Team Ribby against Team Wally, and that's exactly what you're thinking. Wally of the Boston Red Sox has made an appearance here at Alumni Field, and they're doing a vote-off competition right now. I wonder who's going to win, CJ.
I don't know. Wally was kind of getting down and boogieing right there as we were being entertained right here, but I mean, you got to think Ribby's going to pull out the win here. I mean, it's his night.
I wonder who's going to win. It looks like Team Wally's going to lose here, and the Team Ribby does win the dance competition, as they have a fan in there as well. So we're going to get more into Reading with Ribby night here at Alumni Fields, more with our silent reporter Emma Kane later on. But yes, this is a big event where it attracts tons of people around the area, and just not just in New Hampshire, but North Massachusetts, eastern side of Vermont. So you get a lot of kids that come in. It supports reading and in school for younger children, which is really awesome. And they get a free ticket of admission, but yeah, I mean, why not? Reading, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you get to do the parade walk that we had around the entire field, and when the lead of the parade got to home plate, that's when the final group went in the right field corner. That's when they finally entered their lap. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this place is packed here tonight. It's a beautiful night for baseball. The sun is out, cloud cover over the field. What else could you ask for, Ryan?
And you see the Franklin Pierce mascot right there, and Rocky the Raven, but also Wally messing with their silent reporter Emma Kane. Wally's very, very funny. I mean, we all know that watching Major League Baseball, and he comes in, makes his way to Keene, New Hampshire, makes a special celebrity appearance. Leading off for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, lineup flipping over, Nick Quagliato stepping up to the plate.
He had the night off against Valley, but before in the season had one hit against Sanford with an RBI, and then he went 1 for 3 with 2 walks against Newport. And as I mentioned, kind of before the game started, Ryan, I mean, he is a leader, true born leader on this field. He has the nickname Sarge, and the reason why he's nicknamed Sarge is because he is that natural born leader. He's very loud. During practice and opening week, he was screaming during I.O., kind of just relaying and cuts. And I mean, it was ricocheting off the Valley, and it was amazing to watch.
Smashes one to deep center field, but Boykin, moving to his right, settles under it, makes the grab for the first out of the inning. You know, and it's really good to have that veteran presence on a team like a summer ball team where everyone's new to the ball club. No one really knows each other, but to have someone that's very vocal like Quagliato, it's special, especially when you get a guy that can get the brothers going.
Yeah, and especially too, like when he's actually catching and there's a big moment with his pitcher, he will pound his chest and say, hey, I got you. Throw it right here. We got this guy at the plate. And that's just something you don't see in modern day baseball, but that's just that true natural born leader going into effect.
First pitch, breaking ball. Front doors him. The strike.
Kind of got goosebumps right there talking about Quagliato. Just getting to know him. He's just such a passionate guy, and he's great to talk to. Keeps a journal about what he did well during the game, what he needs to work on as well.
Love that. It's a guy that can self-criticism, but also can build off of what he does right. That's very important to do as a ball player, because at times it can get rough during the season. Not just during your spring season, but during the summer season as well.
Especially with the Upper Valley having a mental performance program as well. 2 amazing coaches, Phoebe and Devin, down there as well, helping these players kind of gain their confidence and work through any sort of struggle that they have, or find something that works for them, something to think about and progress as they, you know, try to make a name for themselves here in the NECBL.
Right. 3 straight off-speed pitches out of the hand of O'Connell to start this at-bat. One of them only missing, so still ahead in the count. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the off-speed again. That one outside and off the plate for strike 3. 2 gone.
And that pitch is just disgusting from O'Connell right now. He's doing a great job left-on-left matchup with those breaking balls, able to dial those in from the first inning. Had to just reset watching his offense in the bottom half of the inning, and he comes out on the mound and he's like, I got this, guys. We're going on our back. And so far, it's worked out well for him.
Yeah, second inning, he went 1-2-3 with a strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. This one, flyout and a strikeout. Now face the 3-hole hitter, and it's going to be a project here in James Love. We talked about before, NECBL's Player of the Week for the first week of the season.
And he was no slouch in his spring season, too. He's a career .310 hitter in his 2 seasons at Eastern Illinois. So doing a great job as we begin play here in the NECBL. I mean, you're hitting .615 out of the 3-hole. Hasn't gone deep yet in the NECBL season, but he's had 3 extra base hits, 3 RBIs, 8 hits, 8 for 13 to start the year.
He started this night off well with a 1-for-1 base hit back in the first. Counts even. The pitch fouled away. That'll go deep and definitely be a splasher as it heads towards the swamp. Split the trees even too. Notice we have a swamp when you came in here?
I did notice the swamp on the road coming in here. I mean, it's very brief when you see it, and if you're, it's kind of one of those blink and you miss it. But yeah, I mean, you understand why it's called the swamp here.
Can O'Connell send them back to the dugout? The 1-2 fouled away. Once again, that ball heads over the grandstands. He's been relying on the off-speed a lot this inning so far, but it's been working. And you saw it in the second inning, and now he's going to try to translate it into the third. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, especially heading through the lineup for just the second time. 3-hole hitter and James Love behind the count. A 1-2. Taken low. Another off-speed.
And that's just a good pitch right there, just in on the plate. James Love able to back off a little bit, got the call on this time around, and now we got 2s across the board.
Does he go back to the off-speed? The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Went with the curve and tried to backdoor him.
Yeah, he got the swing for the 2-strike pitch. and Love was able to foul it off, and it was a very defensive swing, not expecting that ball to come back over the middle of the plate again. This time, not able to put enough on it to get it close enough, so now this is a big pitch coming.
James Love worked from behind the count, made it a full. 3-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk for O'Connell and the base runner for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, and that's just a good at-bat from James Love. Fought off a couple tough pitches, got actually blown away by the fastball because he was sitting breaking ball, and he had an aggressive swing on the first foul ball that he hit over the trees on the right side. So James Love able to adjust to the breaking ball, realizing, hey, these are not strikes, able to hold that back and extend the inning.
Brings up the 4-hitter. First baseman in McGulick. First pitch to him, a big swing and a miss on a high fastball around eye level there, CJ.
Yeah, and that's just eyes light up with that 6'5" frame, but that's a little too high, especially for somebody standing that tall in Charlie McGulick.
But I tell you what, O'Connell, who throws off on a pickoff attempt, O'Connell, who used probably 6 straight off-speed pitches, went to that high fastball. He can use that to his advantage as someone that's going to use his off-speed pitches that much. And when you can throw that fastball eye level to follow up those breaking balls, as the runner goes, gets a good jump as that slash down the line foul.
Gotta like that swing from McGulick. 94 on the exit velocity foul, and it's a breaking ball that's coming right back over the middle of the plate. Now you're down 0-2. You've seen the fastball. You've seen that good breaking ball. What do you adjust to here? Does he go upstairs to try to get that swing and miss like he did on the first pitch? Does he try to bounce a breaking ball? You have a lot of pitches to work with here on an 0-2 count. Especially with the exit speed up at 94, I think he's going to go to the fastball. Goes with it, misses outside for ball 2. It's actually the first ball. So O'Connell still ahead in the count. And that's not a bad pitch, 0-2. You're trying not to give McGulick anything to hit there. If you throw it in the zone, it is a mistake, and McGulick will make you pay with that tall frame. The 1-2 pickoff attempt back at first base. So he keeps checking in on James Love over at first. Love has been very productive, not only at the plate, but on the base pass, looking to make something happen. Another pickoff attempt. Not an aggressive lead over there either, CJ. No, and James Love will run. He doesn't get a big secondary, really. He just kind of takes off and uses that raw speed, and he uses it to his advantage. I mean, he makes some great plays in third and deep in the hole, and he will steal some bases from time to time. Swing and a miss. O'Connell sits him down with another scoreless inning. We're heading to the bottom of the third. Still tied at 0. Back here at Alumni Field, where the fans have really started to gather here on Reading with Ribby Knight and CJ. We talked about it just a few times, and to learn a little more about it is Emma Kane over at the sideline. Emma, tell us more.
Thanks, guys. As we said, tonight is night 1 of Reading with Ribby. It's a 6-week program where students are required to read for 20 minutes of 18 of those days throughout those 6 weeks. Over 2,000 students completed this initiative. Half of them here today, half of them here tomorrow, totaling over 870,000 minutes read. This brings out a huge crowd to the game, and I talked to TJ Schuyler, a 3-time Swamp Bat, who talked about how amazing it is to have the support of the community that he has. He says that their atmosphere is contagious, and it really allows the team to thrive. The head coach, Sean McKenna, echoed that, saying that he loves the Keene community and loves being a part of it. He moved here recently after he started coaching, and he wants to prove that he is the right man for the job. Now, personally, I think he is, having won a championship for Keene last year and is currently 3-0. We'll see what the rest of the game holds. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you very much, Emma. We appreciate it. It's very interesting as a big swing and a miss over there by the Swamp Bats leadoff hitter. That's Jackson Smith as the lineup flips over. And it's a good point. I mean, it gets the kids to start reading in this area of New Hampshire and, like I said, eastern Vermont, northern Massachusetts. And it brings the community around. I mean, obviously, it's a healthy habit, start reading, but also to bring them to the ballpark with free admission tickets and to get them coming on, marching on the field, to make them feel really special after an accomplishment like that.
And I remember as a kid, like if you read a certain amount of books, you got to go to a minor league baseball game as a field trip. So for these kids to be here, to be around such a beautiful game and being able to watch a league that is just where baseball is just kind of pure, and you get to learn more about the sport and obviously meet Ribby. Looks like a cool guy.
Base hit to right field. That's going to drop for Jackson Smith, who leads off the inning with the leadoff knock. So he gets the fastball in the inner half of the plate and was able to really turn on it there, CJ.
Yeah, and Chamberlain's been going to that pitch a lot against the left-handed hitters, but this time it just bite him right there, and 101 miles an hour off the bat, and, well, Smith is on first with a leadoff single.
That brings up Luke Boykin, who was able to smack one into the outfield his last time up for a base hit. Smith leads off at first with some speed. He's not going. His first pitch fastball is in there, inside for ball one. Boykin ran the count full his last time, had a pretty good at-bat right before he was able to get good wood on it. As he takes the first pitch, the first strike up in the zone.
And Chamberlain gets the call right there. A good fastball at the top of the zone. Boykin not looking for it on this exchange. He was definitely looking for that pitch a little bit lower on the inner half, so good pitch to get back in the count for Chamberlain.
Chamberlain comes set, the 1-1, swing and a miss. Big fastball makes it 1-2. Does the Sanford man have enough to extend? Get another leadoff base runner on. You saw it last inning. Swamp Bats were able to get their first two base runners on base, but ended up stranding one of them. 1-2, fouled away.
That's a good job from Boykin, just able to fight off that breaking ball, not really looking for it. It was close enough for him to take a nibble at, but this time around able to get enough wood on it to foul it away and see another pitch.
Right. Chamberlain set, the 1-2. Fastball misses well high. So a bit of a purpose pitch there. Try to get him to chase with the fastball eye level, but I feel like that he missed a little more than he intended to.
Yeah, you're trying to replicate that first pitch fastball that you got, or the first strike fastball, I should say, but this time it just was way up in the zone, actually over Boykin's head right there. So now we got a 2-2 count.
The 2-2. Another fastball well out of the zone. We haven't really talked about it yet, but Chamberlain's pitch arsenal comes to three pitches: the fastball, curveball, and changeup. We see him mainly use that fastball against the right-handed hitters, but goes more so with the changeup when he faces the left-handers, but this time facing the right-handed bat, and Boykin with the full count. Runner goes, fastball misses well high. So 3 straight fastballs that miss about eye level there, CJ.
Yeah, and that's just a mistake pitch right there on 3-2. You're trying to get a more competitive pitch, and totally understand the goal of wanting to get that high fastball because you got that strike call earlier in the at-bat, trying to use that game within a game, as we talk about, with between the batters, the catcher, the pitcher, and the umpire, trying to take advantage of anything you can get behind the plate, but this time around just not able to execute on the mound. Yeah,
and as you guys just saw right there, Carl Orlam out in the bullpen for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, getting loose here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We look at the pitch count here for Chamberlain. 58 pitches just through 2 innings. Hasn't recorded an out in the 3rd just yet.
Yeah, and that's not something you want to see out of a quality start from your starting pitcher here. I mean, 58 pitches through 3 innings. You're averaging just over 20 an inning here, so you want Chamberlain to at least get you through 3. I mean, this is a long week for the Nighthawks. They don't have an off day again until Sunday. 6 games in the next 5 or so days, so you have to just try to get through these games. Try not to use as many arms as you can. If you can get some dominant starting pitching, that's going to help you along the way. But for the Nighthawks, I mean, Chamberlain hasn't had the greatest stuff, but he's been able to get out of these jams well.
He's behind on the 3-hole hitter, and Jackson Marshall will take some good cut at that one for the first strike.
Yeah, and Marshall, in that case, you got your fastball right over the plate, and you were actually out in front of it.
Yeah.
Just waiting on velocity right there. He was predicting 96, 97 from Chamberlain, but instead that fastball was at 91. So This time Marshall came up empty, but still got a couple pitches to work with.
Marshall's known for being more of a contact hitter, standing at 6'8", makes contact with there and fouls it off his shin.
And actually able to extend his on-base streak to 51 games in the first inning. So your goal's kind of set. I'm sure that's in the back of his mind when he steps into the batter's box, but an opportunity here with a 2-strike count for Chamberlain to try to have a big strikeout or try to turn a double play, and also for Marshall to poke one into maybe center field for a base hit and get a run on the board.
Big moment here for Chamberlain. Can he halt the momentum of the Swamp Bats? The 2-strike pitch misses outside.
And that's not a bad 2-strike pitch, especially being ahead in the count. But now you're even. You still have a ball to work with. You can go with that high fastball, use the frame, go with a breaking ball, or try to nibble around the corner. So we'll see what Chamberlain and Demostri come up with on this pitch.
CJ, I don't know. I feel like you have to really go towards the heart of the plate. Nowhere to really put him if he fouls that off. I feel like you don't want to really flirt with the outside of the zone too much. I get his 3-hole hitter, but he hasn't really, I mean, obviously Marshall is known for really extending innings, putting the bat on the ball. But if you load the bases up here with a walk, it's even more self-inflicting wounds that you're going to have to mentally overcome.
No, I 100% agree with you there too. And got to try to get these big outs in these big situations.
2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Went back to the fastball, got him to chase one outside the zone for the first down.
And that's a great pitch right there from Chamberlain, as that might be it for Chamberlain after getting the first out of the inning. First-year manager Chase Allen's coming out for the Nighthawks.
He just signaled towards the bullpen, so that will be it for Chase Chamberlain. Goes to 2 1/3 innings and has a couple runners left on base. We're still scoreless here in the bottom of the third. Swamp Bats 0, Upper Valley Nighthawks 0. New arm coming in for the Nighthawks. We'll be right back. New arm on the mound for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. It's Carl Lam looking to do some damage control with no runs in yet, but 2 runners on base for the Keene Swamp Bats.
Yeah, and the Las Vegas, Nevada native, and he's an interesting case as well. He's kind of been a journeyman as he joins the Upper Valley Nighthawks, but he made his debut in the NECBL against Sanford on opening night, only surrendered 1 hit across 2 1/3 innings pitched with 2 strikeouts in the 8 batters he faced. Has an elite breaking ball. He will throw the curve and the slider at the tops of the zone. One of those guys that knows how to locate his breaking ball very, very well, and he also attends Bellarmine as well, went to Faith Lutheran Academy, and at Bellarmine he didn't have the best season. He went 3-6 with an ERA over 11, but an opportunity to come to the Upper Valley and kind of grow your stock and gain some confidence heading into your spring season.
That's right. That's what it's all about. Summer Ball League, but this time is coming in with some traffic on the base pass, some inherited runners that he's going to have to work around. Still with only 1 gone. His pitch arsenal, as you mentioned a little bit about it, his off-speed pitches, but he doesn't have a straight-up fastball. That fastball that he throws has a lot of sinking action, but he still gets up to 91 to 94 miles per hour, and you mentioned it before, he goes to that slider, that changeup, and he does sneak in that curveball time to time. His slider gets to 79, 83 miles per hour, changeup around 82, 83, but as I said, the fastball is a sinking action fastball. It's really a sinker, so hitters are going to have to expect low pitches in the zone that they're going to have to set their sights higher.
And especially, too, sneaking in with that curveball and that slider a little bit. Yeah, as you mentioned, he doesn't throw that curveball very often, but he is kind of developing that pitch, and he's starting to use it more in games. But that sinker, especially with a right-on-right matchup, and a guy, especially in the NECBL, with a dominant sinker, that's just kind of one of those MLB staple pitches. And if you can locate that for strikes, throw it anywhere you want to, he's going to be a great arm to watch this season.
Double play situation, so you feel like it's the perfect time to bring a pitcher on like this who delivers sinking action low in the zone. Every pitch he throws does have some action where it just drops into the zone. As I mentioned, the Swamp Bats lineup, especially Eli Stevens up to the plate right now with 1 out. He's going to have to try to stay away from the double play and set his sights high. The 1-0. That one at the knees for called strike.
Something kind of unique about Stevens is he actually starts his hands like at his front shoulder, and then he brings them back as the pitch is coming to the plate. Just one of those timing load mechanisms, something you don't see very often, especially in today's game, but here in this spot, still not afraid, keeping that same approach.
Getting a little jumpy is Jackson Smith at second with a big cut and miss from Eli Stevens.
Yeah, 92, 93 miles an hour, averages 91, so Ralam is feeling really good coming out of that bullpen, and he's got a lot of adrenaline built up, especially in this spot. Don't want to give up the first run of the ball game, especially within the first 3 innings.
He's ahead in the count. A 1-2 pitch to Stevens. Swing and a miss. Went back to the sinker. That one was up and out of the zone. Got him the chase for the second out.
Yeah, and that pitch was started up and then came down. Beautiful sinking action on that pitch. 93 from the upper valley right-hander. Great job getting Stevens out, and now you created a tougher situation here with 2 away. A little bit of tension's able to kind of stop here in the bottom of the third if you're an upper valley Nighthawk, but still doesn't get easier at all with Sinise coming up to the plate.
Last time he lined out the third with the same situation. Runner goes, however, the throw to third is not nearly in time. So Jackson Smith goes on to swipe third, but Luke Boykin did not trail him and stayed at first base. So now we have runners at the corners still with 2 away.
And that's just a great jump from Smith. Demastri little fumbled on that pitch. He had to kind of get out of the way a little bit and get an angle at the throw to third, but I still don't think, even if it was a perfect throw, Smith was sealing that bag. Had a perfect jump on Ralam right there.
Go ahead run just 90 feet away in Jackson Smith. Still at first is Luke Boykin. He's behind the count, the 1-0, fouled away.
Nothing from the hard stuff from this right-handed hit pitching. Carl Ralam right there. I mean, he's just thrown nothing but sinkers. That one a little off on it, 90 miles an hour, but still throwing that sinker with tons of movement on it at 90 miles an hour is something that's impressive to see.
And with a lot of sinking action, even in the count to Sinise. The pitch in there. So that time goes to his changeup, drops that one into the top of the zone.
Yeah, and that's a pitch that actually fooled Sinise right there.
Yeah.
He's not expecting an up in the zone changeup. It's a mistake pitch to begin with, but got good fortunes right there from Ralam.
Runner goes, the 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him to chase on the outside slider to retire the side. Another inning where both teams have stranded runners in scoring position. We're heading to the 4th, scoreless. You're watching NECBL Plus here in Keene, New Hampshire.
A new pitcher is into the game for the Keene Swamp Bats, and for more on the new Southpaw, we send it down to Emma.
A gift card from Sunrise Nutrition. Ticket number 335.
I talked to Joe Olson about his 2 1/3 innings that he pitched the other day and asked him what his mindset was. He said he wanted to be himself. He wanted to be who he was as a pitcher. I asked him, what he wants from this experience, and he says he wants to work on the little things and to learn as much as he can, and that's what the coaches are here to help him do and want him to succeed, putting him in these new positions that he might not have gotten the chance for, but wants to go back a better and stronger pitcher after the summer back to Louisville. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you for that, Emma. Joe Olson, the 6'1", 225 Southpaw from Chicago, Illinois, comes out of Louisville, and he will greet Levi Jones, AJ Demastri, and Nick Quagliato here in the top half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, and we also saw Joe Olson make an appearance for the first time this season on Friday night, just a few nights ago, over in North Shore against the Navigators, where he pitched 2 1/3 of an inning out of the pen, which is one of the longer outings that he's really had in recent memory for him. So he was able to rack up 4 strikeouts in 2 1/3 innings. So he was able to do that, but also suffered 1 walk in there and a hit by pitch. So he wants to be a little more accurate, maybe miss less in east-west, and focus on the accuracy.
Southpaw trend continues from the Swamp Bats as he greets Levi Jones with the first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. And Levi Jones is an interesting case as well. Did not play in his spring season at all. He has not many numbers available to cover his college stats, but able to come to the UV, has a great head on his shoulders. He's looking to bring out a new version of himself and up his stock, if you want to say it, but so far had a rough go of things. So in the NECBL, he does have an RBI, but 4 strikeouts and just 7 official at-bats. Did not play in the game against Valley. We're looking for his first NECBL hit, but he's got to go through Olson. The pitch fouled back to the screen, out of play, and we'll do it again.
You know, CJ, you can also say the same thing about Joe Olson going into his freshman season at Louisville, coming off of a senior year in high school where he did not play, coming off a surgery on his arm. So, you know, the opponent did not have much of a scouting report going in. He was able to face a few tough opponents over at Louisville, but now coming to summer ball with those limited stats freshman year as well.
The 0-2 from Olson, outside for a ball 1-2. It's kind of a tale of two guys who are just trying to make a bigger name for themselves, gain more confidence as well. Levi, in his situation, actually transferred from Oregon State. He went to San Diego State for his college ball this season. Swing and a miss, strike three. Good breaking ball from Olson, and he is able to get the first out he sees here tonight, down via the strikeout.
Yeah, there he is with that off speed right there below the zone, getting the chase, bringing the strikeout stuff right away. We saw it in his last outing as well, racking up those 4 Ks, and he's starting off nicely here.
Well, and what a lineup to do it against, especially facing 6 lefties in this starting lineup from Chase Allen and the Upper Valley Nighthawks, and so far so good. But now he's got to face the right-handed hitting Demastri, product of Dartmouth College, 0 for 1 in this ball game. An all-Ivy honorable mention back in 25 and 2026. He was a 6A Region 7 champion as a sophomore and junior in high school. Captain of his high school baseball team as well from Ryer Ridge. The 0-1 pitch. Downstairs for a ball, 1-1.
There's one smart cookie you can say right there, for sure. I mean, when you come out of there, come in an Ivy League school like that, and trying to make a name for yourself out here in summer league, it's just in terms of locking in, now you don't have academics on your mind at all either. That's just more hot weather that could be weighing you down, but it can be more freely in the summer.
Absolutely. He's an AP Scholar Award winner as well, President's Award back in high school. So, yeah, one smart cookie, as you mentioned, Ryan, and he gets it done at the plate as well. Plays great defense behind the plate, but as a sophomore at Dartmouth, he hit 294 off of a freshman campaign where he hit 129. Kind of took a step back this year in production at Dartmouth, hit 260. Pitch is fouled right side. Marshall giving chase, lays out, but this time did not come away with the catch. So we have a 2-2 pitch coming up, and that's just a great effort from the 6'8" first baseman of Keene.
I love it, especially because he wasn't really that close to the ball either. He was about 4 or 5 feet short of it, but that time just making a clear diving effort, more of a slip and slide, smile on his face, and when a big man like that hits the ground, it gets a reaction out of the crowd, especially in front of those big green grandstands.
I love the yell as well as he was diving for the ball. That was just something that was great to see here in this 1-0 ball game. But back to the matter at hand, a 2-strike pitch coming up, 2-2 the count against AJ Demastri. Olson's offering outside for a ball, and we'll do another payoff pitch from these Upper Valley hitters.
Joe Olson with that 3-pitch arsenal he's working with right now as the young 18, 19-year-old pitcher with fastball, slider, changeup, and he went to the changeup to strike out his last hitter.
The payoff pitch popped high in the air. Marshall. Now we have Skyler dancing around with it. He made the catch and foul ground for out number 2. Great job from the catcher, Skyler, able to pop that mask off and try to come in and get that ball.
I mean, how about the dance you mentioned? CJ Skyler fighting a little bit with Alan Liberdoni out there. Alan Liberdoni didn't know what to really do when that ball was popped straight up, not sure in which direction he wanted to run in. So them two having to battle with a little bit of a dance, but TJ Skyler did a great job of maintaining his focus behind the plate, and you can see right there, Alan Liberdoni and TJ Skyler are now laughing with each other.
And especially, too, I mentioned Marshall coming in on it first because he was coming down the line with a full head of steam from first base, but Skyler able to get the mask off and dance around Liberdoni right there behind the plate, get the job done for the second out of the inning. After that catcher pop out, we have Nick Quagliato stepping in so far in this game, 0 for 2, nicknamed Sarge, as we talked about earlier, but Quagliato, a 2026 All-NEC first team as a catcher, coming off his best season for FDU. Now he's joining the transfer portal, trying to find a new home, but hit .333, hasn't done that since his freshman year in 2024, hit .305 that year. Big jump in the power department, came into this season with no career home runs, hit 7 for FDU last year.
So a guy that can really surprise you with that power along with some contact to back it up.
Absolutely. Ahead 2-0 here. Big swing and a foul back to the screen. It's 2-1.
He was ahead in the count right there. The 2-0 pitch, that fastball almost split the plate perfectly. A little high in the zone. He loved it, but just got under it. As I mentioned, it did reach somewhat of the top part right there. Not enough barrel to back it up.
Yeah, and just a 2-0 fastball right there, and you're looking to try to put a big swing on it and try to get back in this game. And if he got a hold of it, might have been a conversation right there. We could have had a tie ball game on our hands, but instead, ahead in the count, still 2-1. Olsen from the stretch, the pitch. Swinging a foul right into the mitt of Skyler, back onto the ground, and it's 2-2.
There's that changeup right there that Olsen can really do a great job in countering that fastball with. I would love to see if he goes right back to it to get Quagliato. Quagliato made good contact his last time up, sending a nice fly ball to center, but just couldn't get enough under it.
Attended Neptune High School from Neptune, New Jersey. 2s across the board here in the top half of the 5th inning. Olsen's pitch. Called strike 3, and he gets Quagliato down on strikes. 1-2-3 go to the Upper Valley Nighthawks. It is still 1-0 Swamp Bats, live from Keene, New Hampshire. Top half of the 6th inning, live from Keene, New Hampshire. CJ Boone, Ryan Fitzpatrick on the call. A 1-0 lead for the Swamp Bats. And Ryan, what are you enjoying from the Swamp Bats here this evening?
Yeah, they've been able to really hone in defensively. They've been making some great plays out in the field, but also this pitching staff doing a great job. And first of all, it started with O'Connell doing a great job starting off his first outing of the season, and he was really in command of his fastball and that curveball that we saw he used so effectively against the left-handed batters. But this time, Joe Olsen also countering off left-on-left matchup, and he did a great job. 1-2-3 in the last inning.
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell's final line score, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, surrendered 1 walk, and struck out 6 Nighthawks on his night. So a great job from Aiden O'Connell. Won't qualify for the win because he did not get through 5 innings tonight, but nonetheless, you will take that as a win, especially for the Keene Swamp Bats.
And Joe Olsen is the beneficiary as of right now to be in the win column, so we'll see if that can pay off for him as the game goes on. But it was well earned as he came in with the 1-2-3 inning to start the bat, and he only pitched just a few days ago, 2 1/3.
And he's going to greet the left-handed hitting designated hitter Cam Boardman, who was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning and struck out back in the 3rd. The first pitch he sees inside for a ball, 1-0.
Looks like that got a piece of Liberdoni behind the plate. He's going to go ahead and walk that one off.
Yeah, I hesitated because I want to make sure Liberdoni was okay there, because obviously the safety of the umpires and the safeties of the players is the #1 priority, and especially umpiring. I mean, it's going to take a lot to sit back there and watch 90 miles an hour come right at you.
Exactly.
Pitch hits Boardman once again, so 2 hit-by pitches for Cam Boardman, but thankfully both breaking balls from both southpaws, and the Nighthawks have a leadoff base runner here in this game, actually for the first time in this game, and it comes here in the top half of the 6th inning.
Yeah, we saw that last time out on Friday night for Olsen as well. He tried to go with that curveball, but was unable to get enough spin on it. It seems like a bit of an early release coming out of the hand, as a southpaw yourself, to where you don't put enough on, or you don't finish late enough that as much as you want, to where you just go ahead and hit the left-handed batter.
Especially on a warm night tonight, you're next to the swamp. Sometimes you just lose that feeling of that baseball, and it can pop out. It can do a lot of things. I mean, that ball will do a lot of things to a hitter, to a pitcher, to a catcher when it travels that 60-foot distance here in baseball.
Boardman leads off at first. I wonder if he's going to try to test anything with his speed. Another left-handed batter out there, but also they're telling someone to turn their lights off out in center field. Saw this last year a few times. I mean, people stroll into the ballpark a little late, try to find a nice parking spot out in center, but leave their car on. Could lead some lights being on as well, so they go in and head, telling them to turn that off. Bit of an odd pause here in the ballpark as everyone just sort of just shifts their attention out to center field, where no one is doing anything just yet.
Yeah, just sometimes those happen, especially with the parking lot being in center field. Like, it's just a distraction to the players, but we'll hopefully resume action here shortly, as it looks like we are. But in steps to the batter's box, James Love, Joliet, Illinois native, attended Eastern Illinois, attended Joliet West High School, and so far in this game, 1 for 1 with a walk and a single back in the 1st inning. extending his hit streak to 4 games. First pitch, checked his swing, appeal down the line, did not go. Count moves to 1-0.
Yeah, he's reached base twice so far, and James Love, he walked his last time up and was able to hit a nice single that snuck through the right side of the infield back in the first inning.
The streak that is alive is his multi-hit game streak. So far through first 3 games of the season, had 3 hits against Sanford, 3 hits against Valley, and then 2 against Newport in game number 2 of the season. So looking to do damage as he has a runner on. He's ahead 2-0 here in the top half of the 6th inning, trailing 1-0. The 2-0 from Olsen. Inside, ball 3. Good fastball, just didn't get it over the plate in time.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to try to go back to that fastball behind 3-0 now. He's thrown 5 straight balls out of the zone to start this inning, so I bet Love has the red light right here.
Right on left matchup, the 3-0 pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. So a hit batsman and a walk from the Nighthawks to begin play here in the top half of the 6th inning, trailing 1-0. And that's going to extend the inning for Charlie Magulik, as he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, looking to try to start his season off with a bang.
I think McGulick's also going to have the red light here after 6 straight balls out of the strike zone. That's going to lead to Sean McKenna coming out and wondering if he's going to signal over to that pen with some arms warming up out there in Andrew Lepine.
Action in the Swamp Bats bullpen, so we'll see what happens. Makes the move to the bullpen, so it'll be a new arm coming out of the bullpen for the Swamp Bats. We'll take a short break right here from Keene, New Hampshire. This is the NECBL on NECBL Plus. The Swamp Bats go to the right-handed sidewinder, Andrew Lepine from UCF. And for more on Andrew, I'll send it over to you, Ryan.
Yeah, Andrew Lepine, a.k.a. Subby, now coming out for his 2nd outing of the season. We saw him on opening day here at Alumni Field on Thursday night, where Subby went 3 innings without allowing a single run, only allowed 1 hit as well. He was getting lots of soft contact. We're going to see him low in the zone. That's where he works his best. He also is a low velocity pitcher, goes to around low 80s to really high 70s is where he sits on his sinker, and then follows that up with a slider as well. So he's going to sit low in the zone, try to create weak contact, and personally a big fan of this guy. He's a returner on this team, was a big part of that playoff run last year. Also his host family is great. He lives with Julie Gorski and the Gorski family, with the host family. So a guy that has a big presence on this team, and also that cool and fun personality that the Swamp Bats are really looking to continue to build and mold into the more personalities of this baseball team.
And he's got a tough task right here. He's going to face Charlie Magulik here with 2 on, nobody out here in the top half of the 6th inning in a 1-run ball game. And Charlie Magulik, as I've been talking about earlier, he shows up to the field right at 2 o'clock, greets everybody with a smile, shook his hand earlier this afternoon, grabbed his jerseys, his hats, his belt, his socks, and his pants, got on the bus, came here to Keene, and so far in this game, he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but he's looking to come through here as he faced the right-handed pitching sidewinder in Lepine. The first pitch right in there for a strike, 0-1 at 79, right at the bottom of the zone.
And that's where right around where he's going to top out at 2, CJ. This guy is not a guy that's going to be a flamethrower. He's going to work with contact and try to pitch for a double play.
Inside move back to second. Peel not in time. Will trip over each other. Anderson, everybody's okay. Boardman slides back in safely.
Like that pickoff move right there. It's one of those crossovers. And you don't see a lot of pickoff moves that are like crossovers like that from a sidearm pitcher like Andrew Lepine.
Lepine's 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen.
Colin Liberdoni jumped that time when that ball was fouled behind him. He's gotten hit twice so far today, both on wild pitches.
He's been a busy man back there. Had to dance around with Skyler earlier in this ball game, but now Andrew Lepine, 2 on, nobody out, 1-0 game. The 0-2 pitch. We're gonna chopper left side foul, and we'll do it again.
It's something really important to note after Lepine went 3 scoreless innings after his last time. He was in the transfer portal in opening day, and right after he finished that outing, he committed to UCF the very next day. So a big outing for him and a big rewarding one as he finds a new home for the next upcoming season.
Tim Dickinson on deck for the Nighthawks, another left-handed batter, as Magulik finds himself down 0-2, already with 2 strikeouts in this game. The pitch bounces, gets away from Skyler. Boardman will move up to third with ease, so this at-bat just flipped on its head right here. 2 on in scoring position here in a 1-2 count with nobody out.
And all it took was 1 pitch, and it didn't even have to get made contact with or hit the zone. It was an 0-2 pitch where Lapine seemed to be ahead in the count and had everything in his hands right there, but just like that, now the tying run is at third base with less than 2 out. Lots of opportunity to score him, and still with that go-ahead run on second base with nobody out.
Boardman at third, Love at second. The pitch. Swinging a line drive into left center field. This ball's going to get down and roll up against the wall. Boardman will score. Love right behind him. Charlie Magulik comes through and gives the Nighthawks the lead here in the top half of the 6th inning. It's 2-1.
So right there, he's weighted back on that changeup beautifully. This is the first time they're seeing a right-hander. He was still behind in the count. A mistake pitch straight out of the hand of Lapine that split the zone middle, and it was a change. It was a fastball actually that hit 81 miles per hour and easily scoring 2 runs. Got to hit the gap, and still at second, nobody out. More can come.
Welcome to the NECBL. Charlie Magulik, the Rider product. And in steps Dickinson, the first pitch he sees right down Main Street for a strike, 0-1. So the hit batter and the walk from Olsen come back to bite the Swamp Bats, as now Lapine is responsible for Magulik at second. Count moves to 1-1.
How about taking the air out of the ballpark? Great job here by the Upper Valley Nighthawks, starting something special here in the 6th inning to where this was an active crowd, where you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, it's dead silent. Like, you could hear a pin drop. I mean, a tree falling just beyond the fence. I mean, it would probably not faze anybody for how silent this place is. But the big thing is, it's the 6th inning. There's still time, and it's a 1-run ball game. I mean, it's not like it's 10-1 Nighthawks here in the 6th. Ground ball right side, over to pick it up is Smith. He'll step and fire over to Marshall at first for out number 1. But Magulik moves up to third, so Tim Dickinson does his job here, moving the runner over to third.
Yep, another fastball low in the zone, middle, and Dickinson's going to go ahead and roll over that one. But he should be going to the dugout and be getting some high fives, because now that runner 90 feet away with less than 2 outs.
And Willie Hurt steps in last time up, hit a double to left. Kendrick actually tried to make an amazing catch just out the outstretched glove on the dive. Infield in for the Swamp Bats. Willie Hurt pops this one right side. Marshall giving chase. Over to call him off is Smith. He makes the catch and foul ground and chucks a rocket in to home plate to keep Magulik at third. So great job from the Swamp Bats in Smith right there to make that play.
Yeah, running over his shoulder, more so of a Willie Mays catch, but at second base, heading into foul territory to where it's really a dangerous territory to make that catch as a middle infielder, because especially as a second baseman, you're not known for having that arm and be able to fire home from that distance, but was able to put enough on it, especially after making that catch, having the wherewithal to fire home immediately. I mean, if I was the base runner there at third base and Magulik, it could have tested the arm there. It was the throw that was a little bit to the right, but still.
First pitch to Hewitt is fouled back off of the home plate umpire, Leo Dome. Got a feel for him here. I mean, he's just been a punching bag back there, and it's not anybody's fault. It's just the unfortunate circumstances. But thankfully, I mean, he's been tough all night long, and you have to applaud the effort from the home plate umpire tonight. But a big sigh of relief with that pop out, too. Like, now the infield's back for the Swamp Bats. A base hit does score Magulik from third, but a lot easier of a task for Andrew Lapine to get out of this inning, and he's quickly ahead 0-2.
Yeah, Lapine just looking to reset here. It did allow just that one hard hit ball, but after that weak fly out, still stands a lot more opportunity, especially after that ground out as well.
Magulik at third, the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3, a good breaking ball, backdoor strikeout to Cole Hewitt, and that'll end the inning. But the Nighthawks do get 2 on a 2-run double from Charlie Magulik. It's 2-1 Nighthawks as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning.
In here in Keene, New Hampshire, where the Swamp Bats, a.k.a. the Cardiac Bats, trail the Upper Valley Nighthawks 2-1, and for more on them, trailing pretty often is Emma Kane. Emma, what do you have for him?
Thanks, guys. Right now, the team is down 2-1. Same score of the Carolina Hurricanes Vegas night game if you're paying attention. But here in Keene, the team is down 2-1. And these bats that the team has had towards the end of the game, well, they need them now more than ever. The team has come back multiple times. I talked to head coach O'Brien about what he's been working on the hitters with, and he said he's been working on their approach. A lot of the guys have a really strong approach at the plate, but he wants to improve that even more. And like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, head coach Sean McKenna just wants consistency. The power will come, but the consistency is key. Now, Coach O'Brien did say that some of their power got here later in the season. Jackson Smith, we've seen him now for 2 games, and Eli Stevens just got here from Mercer going to Georgia Tech in the fall, however, will bring a lot of power to the lineup. We'll see what they do in the 7th inning. Back to you in the booth.
Thank you very much, Emma, and you said it best right there. I mean, and also the Swamp Bats couldn't really set Emma up any better right there, talking about how they come back late into ball games and they trail here in the 7th inning, but we're looking to hold the Upper Valley Nighthawks at bay, and to do that, they're still setting out there Andrew Lapine for his 2nd inning of work. Leading off for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, the bottom third of the order, Cole Hewitt steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts to his name. First pitch to him from Subby is in there for a called strike. Got the changeup on the upper part of the zone.
And that's actually Levi Jones out there at the plate. But yeah, 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout nonetheless. And Levi is just trying to get going here in the NECBL, trying to get his feet wet and looking to try to come through here.
Levi Jones flew out to center in the 2nd inning, but struck out back in the 4th.
Yeah, and he, as I mentioned before, he did not play in 2026, transfer from Oregon State, but as a member of Oregon State, hit 240 and had 6 starts as a designated hitter. So able to kind of get some starts in the outfield, get his feet wet, plays some great defense in right field, able to get the job done for the Nighthawks.
Finds himself behind in the count to Andrew Lapine, a Submariner who allowed a blistering double that allowed 2 runs to score in the previous inning, but it was able to settle in as he gets him on a check swing for the strikeout. Fastball in the outer half of the zone for the first out.
And Levi Jones sitting on that breaking ball, got a fastball right there, and all he could do was just kind of stick the bat out, try to go down swinging and make some contact to foul that pitch off. But 81, when you're seeing low 70s breaking balls, seems like you're facing 90, 95 in a way. And I know that's a big jump in velocity, but it's still, it feels like it's getting on you super late. And that's what's important too, with going from guys that throw 90 miles an hour to now a submarine guy who throws low 80s, sometimes in the 70s with that fastball. I mean, Tyler Rogers especially is one of those guys.
Yeah, as that one fouled to the right side. A nice effort there by Jackson Marshall, able to scoop it up with the snow cone of his glove, flip it up to himself, and get the ball back to Subby on the mound.
Sometimes baseball players do some amazing things.
Like when it doesn't count.
Yeah, like nonchalant things. Like they're just out here having fun with the boys, you know.
Especially in summer ball, where things might not matter as much, and and you're just looking to grow as a team. But Keene Swamp Bats able to put on some success as that's popped behind the air. Not enough time for TJ Schuyler to get to it behind the plate. Count remains 0-2 after a couple of foul balls by DeMaestri. DeMaestri was 0 for 2, popped up to behind the plate last time up as well, but that was where TJ Schuyler was able to navigate a dance with Alan Liberdoni behind the plate and make the catch.
And turns around, bats from the left side for the first time in this game.
0-2. Fouled back again. So a few foul balls in this plate appearance. Andrew Lapine sticking to the off speed, but he got that one up in the zone. As a guy who is up at the plate, you've been late on 2 off-speed pitches. Might be time to go to that fastball for Submariner. As he does there, and it's fouled back right at the press box. He's able to get a good bang off the green.
Everybody laughing down there, enjoying the time. I mean, there is some protective netting, but
still scary as that ball is kind of straight for you, I'll tell you right now. But even better job for AJ at the plate. Nighthawks backstop, making Submariner work. The 0-2 once again. Blistered over there in the right field. That's falling fast, and that will not drop and be caught. Beautiful catch by Eli Stevens on the full extension grab for the 2nd out of the inning.
What a job from Eli Stevens. Comes in with a full head of steam, full extension dive and some great defense being played in this game, and Eli Stevens showing why right there. There's a big second out of this inning.
Gets a smile from Andrew Lapine, who's locked in on the mound right now, settled in, has retired 5 of his last hitters that he's been able to face after that go-ahead double by McGulick in the previous inning. First pitch, rounds over to shortstop. A pump fake, now throw is in time. Anderson was able to gun down Quagliato, so no runs on no hits. 1, 2, 3 by the Submariner and Andrew Lapine. Top of the order due up for the Keene Swamp Bats in the 7th. They trail by 1. It's 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark in Alumni Field, where the fans are getting up on their feet, looking for something to happen here with the Swamp Bats trailing by 1 run, but the top of the order set to do up, and still the man on the mound is Hemish, who was able to put on the final touches in the previous inning.
Yeah, absolutely. And my big thing for Keene as we approach these later innings is getting hits with runners on and also with 2 outs. So far in this game with runners on, Keene is 1 for 13 at the plate, and that's a big reason why they have 1 run on 6 hits. Able to get the runners on, but failing to score them.
Yeah, what worked for Hemish in the previous inning was that slider. He was able to get a couple good ones across the plate, able to backdoor a couple times as well. And now with the crowd warming up, some Swamp Bats action in the bullpen as well. The Nighthawks bullpen pretty quiet and looking to lead off this inning as the top of the lineup, as I mentioned. Jackson Smith leading off. He's been 1 for 3 on the day, a couple strikeouts to his name, but he did go in single back in the 3rd inning where he got stranded at second base later on. So we'll see if they can do it and impress this impressive crowd that the Swamp Bats have been able to gather here today at Alumni Field. 3,103 fans at the ballpark here reading with Ribby Night. So CJ, I'm sorry, that is over 5,100 fans in the first 2 games at Alumni Field this season.
That is incredible stuff, especially here in the NECBL, and it's not like docking anything, but I mean, the smaller venues, obviously, with the NECBL, I mean, but as I've talked about in almost every game this year, it's kind of where baseball is that pure stuff. Like, you kind of get rid of the fancy awnings that you see from the ballparks. I mean, some do, some don't, but it's kind of where baseball is pure and it's old school, and it feels like you're here just kind of watching some magic every single night.
Right. And a leadoff base runner for the Swamp Bats as Smith gets pinned by a pitch there in his forearm, but able to walk that off and head to first base for a leadoff base runner. Looks like that one just got in there, just missed the elbow even. Maybe it might have gotten him above there on the tricep. 89-mile-per-hour fastball clipping him.
Yeah, and this pitch just gets away from Hemish right there. I mean, he just overthrew it, came across his body a little too soon, and unfortunately now he has to deal with the leadoff base runner reaching in Jackson Smith.
First pitch. Check swing, no appeal, however, and it's going to be called a ball. Now they're going to ask for an appeal. No go, says first base umpire. Again, that's either Robert Shazempic or Sam Finn at first base. Alan Liberdoni behind the plate with the appeal, and the count's 1-0. So 3 straight balls to start the inning. That one's fouled back. So Hemish with his first strike for the first 5 pitches.
And Boykin actually with a healthy hack right there, trying to do a lot of damage on that fastball, actually on that breaking ball, and instead fouled it back to the screen.
Hemish comes set. Smith with a big jump, but stays at first base. And that one misses for ball 2. Went back to the 79-mile-per-hour breaking ball. It looks like the changeup out of the hand there. See if he goes to the slider. Still a double play situation. Second baseman pinching. That's hurt. Playing close to the bag. Big swing and a miss from Boykin.
Some healthy hacks in this at bat. I mean, honestly so. I mean, you're down 1. You have the tying run at first. You represent the go-ahead run and the nice playing dimensions that are here at Alumni Field. Might as well try to take advantage of them.
Struck him out. Hemish goes back to the breaking ball in the dirt, gets the chase for the first out.
And that's a great pitch right there. Did not stick away from the game plan right there. Got a couple of healthy hacks on that breaking ball, and Hemish able to just put this ball where Boykin cannot reach it at all, and that's the first out of the inning.
That brings up Jackson Marshall. He reached by a hit by pitch back in the first inning, but since then has struck out and grounded out to second base. And Hemish would love for that, as that's a runner goes, throw to first, second base is not in time. Jackson Smith able to create some noise on the base pass with a stolen one.
Yeah, and he just had a great jump right there. Hemish a little slower to the plate, unlike most pitchers here in the NECBL, and Smith able to take advantage of that, and especially a breaking ball too. Just a lot of negatives hitting Hemish right there, and Demastri to actually get Smith at second.
So now Smith leads off of second base, the jumping lead. That pitch in the dirt. Smith with a big jump goes on to third base on the wild pitch. So Demastri was able to corral that one behind the plate, and now the tying run is 90 feet away from scoring with less than 2 outs.
And this is a big question mark right here. You can always ask yourself, do you want to put Marshall on? And out comes the pitching coach, Brody Ware, to take a timeout for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, what do you think the conversation here is? And what do you want to hear as a pitcher as yourself when you're in a situation like this, to where you just got a big out in the inning and you got a strikeout even, but then after a stolen base and a wild pitch, you're running into some hot water?
In this situation, like, you just kind of want to gain that confidence back. This is kind of just to set you up. You're down 2-0, just kind of get you dialed back in. Like, you're just kind of just back into that tunnel of looking at wanting to just compete and do a good job and throw some absolute nasty pitches that Hemish has been able to do in this inning, and it's just kind of like a reset moment. But in this situation, you have the tying run at third, 1 away, your infield's in, there's no chance that they're going to end up putting Marshall on first, even though you could try to do that to set up the double play to try to get out of this jam. But either way, Hemish is looking for a weak pop-up, a sharply hit ground ball to keep the runner Smith at bay at third, or you're going for the punch out.
As you saw the graphic just not too long ago, the Swamp Bats have won 2 games, and that's both of them where they trailed after 7 innings, as that's popped into the air by Marshall, heading into foul territory, and no one will be able to get to it. So that'll move the count to 2-1.
And that's what you want to see right there, right back into the zone, take advantage of the aggressive swinging Marshall right there. Granted, he's still ahead in this count, 2-1, so you got to see what Marshall's able to do here with a strike on him. But also, too, something to point out is that Dickinson and Love are playing back. We have Hurt and Magulik playing in.
Swifted into the air to center field. That might score a run. Here comes Smith from third. The throw to the plate is off the mark. Smith scores safely. The tag back at the plate is not in time, as Smith had to go back and touch home plate, but he's in with the tying run. We are tied at 2 here in the 7th.
And that was almost big right there to change things up. Smith missed the bag as he was trying to avoid Demastri, and the home plate umpire did not make the call yet. So a race back to the plate, able to finally score the run. If Demastri actually realized that he didn't touch the base, we would be looking at a different situation here. But it's a good job from Marshall to just get enough wood on that pitch to get it out to center field deep enough.
That one gets just a bit outside. Goes behind into the backstop. Count 1-0. You mentioned there, I think Smith did swipe home plate right there for the last second before he had to go readjust and touch home plate, but no matter what, he was safe, and we have a tie ball game. Game is now knotted at 2, and so is the count at 1-1. Bottom of the 7th, and Eli Stevens steps in. He got his first single his last time up. The 1-1 pitch is a big cut and a miss for 1-2.
And this is a good response from Hemish so far, getting ahead in the count 1-2 to the next hitter after surrendering that tying run, and kind of a self-inflicted tying run in this situation.
1-2 pitch. Flared over to right field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Going inside the line, rounding first and heading to second is Stevens. The throw is not in time as he slides under the tag. He's in with the 2-out double.
A bang-bang throw into second base, and Stevens able to get underneath Dickinson's tag. What a throw from Levi Jones to make that close. It looked like he had no chance to get him as that play was developing, but a great strong throw, and that's just one of those look at the draw situations on a bang-bang play.
Yeah, he was able to get under the tag there. Surprised that rounding first was Stevens, but the throw just a little up, and the tag was not in time. He had to come off the bag. It looked like it was a lot closer on the replay there than it looked back with the naked eye in the ballpark. But yeah, bang-bang play as you mentioned, and great hustle by Stevens to get a second hit of the ball game. First pitch to Nico Sinise is in there for a called strike.
Attention please, the set of car keys has been found on the
Sinise flew out to right field his last time out, also struck out back in the third. 0 for 3 in this ball game. Another runner in scoring position for him. The 0-1 fouled away. So this right here is the moment that people are familiar with Nico Sinise for the first 2 games of the season. He had a bottom of the 8th hit to put the Swamp Bats in the lead on Thursday night. His opening night, he had the tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. This time, he has the go-ahead run at second with 2 out. Also, there was 2 outs back on Thursday night. And then Friday night, was able to deliver a go-ahead triple. Struck him out! Big strikeout there for Hemish. Getting out of the jam, but the Swamp Bats do knot it at 2. We head to the 8th. So the Cardiac Bats were at it again in the bottom of the 7th, where they were able to tie it. We are knotted at 2. And believe it or not, this is the first time the Swamp Bats have been tied at 2 this season. They were trailing 3-1 in all 3 of their first games, but this time it's 2-2, and they're bringing on Andrew Lapine once again after a 1-2-3 scoreless inning in the bottom half of the 7th.
Yeah, and that just all started with just small baseball and taking advantage of that free 90 feet that we were talking about earlier tonight. And you wanted to see that more out of the Nighthawks this evening, but instead the Swamp Bats have been able to take advantage of that. A hit by pitch to lead things off from Jackson Smith, stole a base, and then got to third on a wild pitch, and then with 1 away in the inning, get a sac fly from Jackson Marshall as well, taking advantage and tying this ball game up at 2.
Slash to the left side. Anderson moves to his right, fires the first in time. 1 gone in the inning. First pitch swinging there off the bat of Boardman, but could not get much on.
And just a little jam shot the other way. He's late on this pitch and not able to muscle it enough into left field for a base hit, and Anderson just able to gobble it up and fire on the first in time.
That brings up James Love. Love has reached all 3 times he's been up to the plate so far as he takes the first pitch slider out and away for a ball or strike 1 as that clipped the zone, however. So a called strike by Alan Liberdoni.
And 2 walks on the night for James Love and a single back in the first.
Fouled away. That one's heads behind the plate. The count moves quickly to 0-2. So after a first pitch swinging by Boardman, 2 pitches later, finds himself ahead in the count against James Love.
James Love way out in front of that breaking ball. 68 miles an hour on the radar gun.
That one just misses. Looks like that might have been off the plate for ball 1. So went with the changeup right there. Again, Andrew Lapine is doing so well mixing up his pitches he's been throwing so far. That one's round to the third base. Sinise misplays it, and that one just sticks into the grass. And just like that, the go-ahead run is on first base for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
Yeah, and this is just a slow roller that Sinise is coming in on, trying to make a nice play on the run, but not able to reel it in and actually pick the glove up, and it just went underneath. So your Little League coach telling you to keep your glove down, and it just didn't work out for Sinise right there.
CJ, I think that's really one that's died in the grass, too. You're charging that with your glove. You're starting to go up and maybe expecting a hop, but just getting the tip of the glove and unable to do anything as it just got buried into the grass.
Well, and especially, too, James Love coming down the line. He is quick for his size, too. So there's just a lot factoring into that play.
And I think maybe you would have had to bare hand that as a third baseman, but it's not an easy play, however, and it might go down as it did with his narrow. Runner goes to second base. The throw is in time. Not even close. The shooter from Indiana behind the plate, TJ Schuyler, able to gun the go-ahead run down at second base.
And that's a big momentum shift right there for the Swamp Bats. James Love, not an aggressive lead, took off, and he actually had a slow jump right there and just nothing he could have done right there. He was gunned out by a mile.
He chose the wrong pitch to run on. It was a fastball. As that 2-0 pitch is driven into the gap of right center field, diving, making the grab is Boykin. Out in full extension, they're gonna say he did not make the catch as it fell safe at second, and it's gonna be a double. The whole entire outfield is run into the infield thinking it dropped, but there will be time called.
Yeah, there's gonna be a conversation with this one. I mean, what a play. No matter what, Boykin full extension diving, and we'll check on the replay and see what happened there as
it looks like he got his glove under that one. So they called it on the field. The field umpire said it dropped and that he trapped it. But according to that replay, it looks like he just got that glove under it. But the thing is about the replay, they don't have it down there on the field. So this could be up to the umpire's discretion and Coach McKenna trying to argue it.
Yeah, McKenna's trying to plead his case here, and I mean, that's kind of one of those situations where there's no replay in the NECBL, and the call's going to stand on the field. I mean, that is a tough call to make. I mean, what an effort from Boykin, catching it or not. I mean, that is incredible to keep that ball in front of you and only surrender a double from Magulik right there.
Well, Boykin's going to have to go and make his position back out at second base, back out in center field, and James Love was out up previously, and Magulik with a heads-up hustle right there, not counting himself out, was keeping an eye on the umpire, hearing that there was no out call, sprinting over to second base and was able to beat the throw. So now the go-ahead run is in second base, and Andrew Lepine's gonna have to settle back in after thinking he was out of the inning, and fires a first pitch strike.
Well, and that's a good mental reset right there for Lepine. Not letting that affect you, knowing that that was a controversial moment right in this game. Comes right back in with strike one and now strike two to Dickinson.
So Lepine's trying to work out an error that got gunned down, trying to steal. And Magulik, who looked like he might have flown out on a diving grab, is now at second base at the go-ahead run. 2 gone in the inning. Lepine's up, the 0-2. Fouled away. That looked like the slider there that dipped just below the zone. An even better job there by Dickinson to get his bat on it and stay alive in this at-bat.
When he had like a little bit of a pump fake too, because he had to wait so long on that slow breaking ball, able to get enough to foul it away.
That pitch misses for ball 1. And looks like Nate Bassett, the closer who closed the game behind Submarine pitcher back on opening day on Thursday night, is getting loose. Magulik leads off at second base. The pitch grounds it over to first. Marshall bobbles it, able to get the toss off to first in time. The PF to the bobble. Marshall flips it over to Andrew Lepine. They're able to strand the runner at second base. We're still knotted at 2, heading to the bottom of the 8th. You're watching the NECBL action on NECBL Plus here in Keene, New Hampshire. Eventful top half of the 8th inning, now heading to the bottom where there's a new arm on the mound for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. It's Vincent Luther trying to keep this game tied heading to the 9th inning.
The southpaw from Ridgewood, New Jersey, sophomore out of Binghamton College, 6'4", 190 pounds. So far in his 2 seasons in college, 6.20 career ERA, 2-3 in 29 total appearances, had 14 back in 25, 15 in 2026, total 53 2/3 of an inning, had a 3-time first-team All-League selection, honor roll member back in high school, and an all-state selection as a senior. So in a really tough spot, especially being a southpaw. First look for the Upper Valley Nighthawks from the left side tonight here in the bottom half of the 8th inning in a 2-2 tie right here from Alumni Field.
Yeah, and he's a smart guy. He's from Binghamton University. You mentioned it. On the East Coasters call it Binghamton right there. You were talking about, what was the other school that we were talking about that from East Coasters might call it something different there? Was it
Bellarmine, I think.
Bellarmine, something like that. Yeah, but Binghamton University, upstate New York actually. So it's up there in the sticks, but it's one of those smarter schools where it's the SUNY in upstate New York. And Vincent Luther with that low arm slot that you mentioned, moving the ball a lot, mainly from east to west, and he loves to keep it down. First pitch is a big swing and a miss by Kendrick, 0-1. So Kendrick, he is 1 for 2 on the day. He had a single back in the 4th. Grounded out to second his last time up. Fouls that pitch off and quickly behind 0-2. So Vincent Luther deals with a 4-pitch arsenal. As I said, he keeps a lot of those pitches down with that low arm slot. It's fastball, slider, changeup, cutter, quad of a pitch arsenal there. He likes to keep his fastball up in the mid-80s, 184 to 86 miles per hour. It's a left-on-left matchup to start off, and what he does against left-handers mainly is throw that slider significantly a lot more, lowering the amount he throws that changeup.
Yeah, first year as a Nighthawk.
And struck out Kendrick to start the inning. Big strikeout to start this inning off and setting the tone out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Vincent Luther, another one of those guys that just came around to the Upper Valley in the recent days and gets a tough task out of the bullpen in your NECBL debut in a 2-2 tie against Keene, who UV and Keene have a long history, most recent matchup going back to the 2025 playoffs.
Yeah.
And now we have a 2-2 game in the bottom of the 8th.
First pitch to TJ Schuyler's in there for a strike. So once again, Vincent Luther is able to get ahead in the count. So the first and second hitter that he sees out there. Once again with that fastball in mid-80s. And the 0-1 pitch. That one's driven to the right side. That gets through. 1 out base runner for the Swamp Bats. TJ Schuyler able to send it through the infield.
Yeah, and he takes advantage of Willie Hurt playing closer to the second base bag, assuming Schuyler's going to pull this pitch. And if Willie Hurt was playing in his normal defensive spot, this is just a routine ground ball right to him. But instead, it's a 1-out base hit for the Keene Swamp Bats.
You know, I've seen Hurt play very close to second base throughout the entirety of this game. Obviously now it's a lot more reasonable with the double play situation with 1 gun and a runner at first. But look at that positioning. I mean, he is on the bag basically over at second base. So that creates a big gap, especially runner at first now. Holding the runner on is at first base Magulik. That brings up Gavin Spears. He popped out to second base his last time up. And it looks like Nolan Belcher, pinch hitter, up for the Swamp Bats. He fouls that one back. Belcher was the backstop to last night's ball game. He was very busy behind the plate as he had to clock a lot of balls in the dirt. He was very busy. Some got behind him. Some he blocked a ton and had the night off tonight, but he's able to make a late appearance, especially when the game matters most. Go ahead run at first base here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Nolan Belcher. 1-1 pitch, taken up for ball 2.
And especially what a moment to be a part of here. I mean, he's got the go-ahead run at first here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, ahead in the count 2-1, trying to get a different look and hopefully find success for the Swamp Bats.
Leading off of first is Schuyler. The 2-1 pitch to Belcher misses outside for ball 3. So he goes to the 80-mile-per-hour pitch that just slipped out of his hand, it looked like, and missed well outside. Nolan Belcher was able to walk his first time up last night, but struck out and went 0 for 3 after that. So he reached base, but failed to do so in his following 3 plate appearances. Fly out to center and a ground out the 3rd to round out his night, but has a big one here. 3-2 count. TJ Schuyler leading off of first base. The 2 tailored catchers are up, and he struck him out. Big strikeout there for Vincent, and now there's 2 gone.
And that's just a big let-it-eat fastball for Vincent Luther right there. He's not going to blow it straight by you, but he was able to get the hitter out in front and confused knowing that pitch was coming. So a big second out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Got him to chase up and out of the strike zone. That one about shoulder height. That's a good fastball right there, especially when you get up to the mid-80s and put some deception on it. Get a batter to chase. Now 2 gone. That brings up Colin Anderson. The shortstop takes one that misses well outside for ball 1. Anderson is 0 for 2 in this one, but he's delivered a big at-bat back in the 4th inning where he delivered a sacrifice fly to put the Swamp Bats in the lead for the time being. But the game is tied, knotted at 2, bottom of the 8th inning. Anderson takes that pitch high once again, 87 miles per hour. So looks like Vincent's getting warmed up, able to put some extra mustard on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this pitch just kind of gets away, and now he's behind 2-0. You want to try to see him dial it back in, try to get a fastball over the plate, maybe a breaking ball as well, try to get Anderson napping.
2-0 is in there for a called strike, and Anderson was one of those hitters that delivered in the big-time clutch on Friday night against the North Shore Navigators, to where he, right following the hit by Spears, the Sinise, the triple that was delivered the run, he brought Sinise in following that at bat, as he takes a big cut and misses at that for even it at 2.
It's a good breaking pitch right there from Luther, able to get him way out in front. Now we got 2s across the board.
Yeah.
Big moment right here.
So 1 on, and the 2-2 count. Game tied at 2 with 2 out. Comes set and a pickoff attempt over at first base, but TJ Schuyler's not going anywhere. Schuyler's not too slow for being a catcher, but also not really known for his speed, and I don't think he'll be sent in motion here with a very conservative lead over at first base. Wants to keep him honest. Now Vincent comes set. The 2-2. Struck him out. Vincent's able to strike out 3 batters in the inning and strands a runner after the 1-out hit. Game tied at 2. We head to the 9th. The Swamp Bats looking to go to their bullpen and make up for this one. It's still tied. We head to the 9th. So it's Andrew Lapine who's sent back out to the mound after a couple scoreless innings pitched on the mound so far the past 2. He's done a great job, but that was that first at-bat where that he had to face in a very big moment was William Hurt was able to hit a huge, it was actually McGulick was able to hit a huge 2-run double that put them in the lead for the time being. Game tied at 2 and Subby's back out there.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's going to deal with William Hurt, Cole Hewitt, and Levi Jones, 3 batters from the left side here in the top half of the 9th inning, and Upper Valley trying to spoil the party of the undefeated season, well, undefeated young season of the Swamp Bats.
Ground over to first, but goes foul, and Marshall, who's had his ways over there today so far, couldn't get there, but still foul ball, and the count's 0-1, Lapine ahead.
Been a busy man over there at first base, but hey, he's been locked into this game, done a great job, delivered the sac fly as well in the bottom half of the 7th inning to tie this ball game up. So he's contributed in a big way, and he's done a great job over at first.
Hurt takes that pitch, and that misses, and that's going to even the count. Andrew Lapine working into his 3rd inning of work. So far has done a spectacular job besides that 1 blemish. First pitch, or that 1-1 pitch, in there for a strike. William Hurt, one of those doubles so far today that the Upper Valley Nighthawks have been able to hit, but he got gunned down at 3rd base. That one's driven to shortstop. Anderson fields it, throws it in time. 1 gone.
So far, so good here in the 9th inning for Lapine, able to do his job so far out of the bullpen, striking out 2 Nighthawks so far through 3 innings pitched. He's been very, very impressive to see, and the Nighthawks have had a little bit of trouble dealing with the velocity dip from seeing 89 to 90 miles an hour to now 80, 79, 78 on that fastball.
And I can see why Coach Sean McKenna is sticking with the submarine arm out there in Andrew Lapine, especially after the recent commit to UCF. More confidence out there. He can deliver that longevity from a guy that has a lower arm slot, a little less stress on your elbow, and also delivering less velocity to where he can create a little more innings out of the bullpen and maybe get Nate Bassett. If the game does go to extra innings and that extra runner on second base, get Nate Bassett out there. Ground ball to first. Marshall fields it and steps on first base himself, and there's 2 gone. So Marshall, even though he had last inning's little bobble where he had to do a PFP, that time was able to corral cleanly and kept Subby from going to make the play.
Somebody important too, pinch hitting for one of the brand new faces for the Nighthawks, Brooks Craig, product of Concord, New Hampshire.
Yeah, he's in the portal right now, still looking for a new home in the spring of 2027, but he's a shortstop, stands at 5'10", 175 pounds, and also not too far from here, and also not too far from Upper Valley, where the Nighthawks play in Concord, New Hampshire. That pitch in there for a called strike. here with 2 gone, newly entered into the game, and man from Concord, New Hampshire, looking to make an effort, trying to get this game, get the Nighthawks the lead, heading before the bottom of the 9th inning.
And this is a guy that's had a successful college career. Hits 283 across 3 years at Merrimack for entering the portal, coming off his best season, hitting 303. Played in 54 games, 64 hits, 5 home runs.
Grounded at the second. Here's Smith working to his left. Lobs it to first base, and that won the inning. Andrew Lapine getting the job done out of the bullpen. 3 scoreless frames. 2 inherited runners got the score, but other than that, he was lights out. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning where the Swamp Bats look to walk it off. Tie ball game. So here we go again. The Keene Swamp Bats find themselves in a tight ball game here in the bottom of the 9th inning where they're tied with the Upper Valley Nighthawks 2-2. Ryan Fitzpatrick, CJ Boone in the booth to call this good game so far. And CJ, what have you seen so far that's made it so exciting?
I think what's important is the fact that Upper Valley got the lead in the 6th inning, and then Keene responds, gets back in this game, and they've had a lot of traffic on the base paths. But Upper Valley, to their credit, has been able to limit the damage in a way. I mean, only surrendering 2 sacrifice flies in this game, so it's not the extra base hits killing them. It's actually just their own doing with wild pitches, hit by pitches, but the Swamp Bats able to take advantage of those opportunities and get back in this ball game.
So the Cardiac Bats find themselves in another opportunity to make this count in an exciting game. 2-2. Can it be another comeback win? That one's inside to Smith as he leads off. 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. 2 to set and lead off this inning. They haven't been able to really come through so far yet today, but other than that, Jackson Smith did lead off last inning over in the 7th, actually, so 2 innings ago, where he got hit by a pitch and able to come around and score, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0 here as he takes that pitch in there for a called strike. Coach Sean McKenna letting him hear it behind the plate in Alan Liberdoni.
That's just a fastball on the outside corner this time around. Luther able to actually get the call. Swamp Bats not a fan of that one.
The 2-1 is taken in. So a 3-run count. Similar shadings to last time. Jackson Smith was able to reach on a free pass. He's ahead 3-1 to the southpaw. Misses, ball 4. Leadoff walk, winning run on first, still nobody out.
Yeah, and just spiking that fastball on 3-1 right there. Luther trying to kind of has to dial it back in here. I mean, you can't be giving up free passes, especially here in the bottom half of the 9th inning when you're trying to spoil the party if you're the Upper Valley Nighthawks. So watch out for Smith on first. He will move. He stole a base the last time and advanced on a wild pitch, and that instantly led to a run for the Swamp Bats. So let's see what they have here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, here comes Luke Boykin. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Got a single back in the first inning. Takes that pitch up and out of the zone for ball 1. Struck out his last time up. Also grounded out to first. Worked a walk back in the 3rd inning. Smith leads off a second base. Has a decent lead, laying up to the lip. This comes set. Ground ball to the pitcher. That's going to be too slow for maybe a double play. Fires on to first in time. Is hurt for the first out, but moves that runner, the winning base runner, up to second base in scoring position with 1 gone.
And that's a big timeout to get if you're Upper Valley. And thankfully for Keene, able to not have that double play turn. So now you have a runner in scoring position for big 6'8" Jackson Marshall here in the 3-hole, able to hit a sac fly and RBIs last time up.
Yeah, and when he got hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning, he extended his on-base streak to 51 games. And here comes Coach out of the Upper Valley Nighthawks dugout. Let's see if this is more so of a conversation. No, it's not. They are going to go to the pen. We are going to see a new arm for the Nighthawks in the bottom of the 9th. Swamp Bats threatening with the winning run at second and 1 gone, and we'll be right back with the new one on the hill. Bottom of the 9th inning where the Swamp Bats are threatening, trying to win this game. But going against the Cardiac Bats, middle of the lineup is number 18 in Brandon Walker, the man from Stetson University.
The product of Woodsville, New Hampshire, 6 foot, 185. In his second outing of the 2026 season, had a solid effort against Newport, pitched 1 inning, did not give up a hit, struck out 2 goals. The 2025 ASUN co-championship team member looks to try to keep this game tied and push it to the top of the 10th.
Yeah, Brandon Walker, a guy with a 3-pitch arsenal with the fastball, cutter, changeup. So a guy that doesn't have a lot of drop in his pitches. Besides that changeup, you'll see will dip down to the low 80s, 80 to 83 miles per hour. But that fastball, look out for it. 91 to 93, sitting in the low 90s. And the cutter actually can get really slow. It's about where his changeup is, 82 to 84 miles per hour. So it'll be a bit of deception trying to read the difference between the changeup and cutter. It's all about the spin and how that thing will move. So we'll see if Jackson Marshall, the man who will be leading off against him, can tell off of that. The winning run once again stands at second base as the big 6'8" man from UConn looking to make his first big statement in a Keene Swamp Bats uniform here in 2026.
And this ballpark is ready to explode as the fans are going to start getting loud here soon, here from Alumni Field.
It was reading in the Ribby night here at Alumni Field. Big swing and a miss for Jackson Marshall, looking to put the game away with 1 swing.
I mean, an 87-mile-an-hour pitch right there. Might as well take a healthy hack at it. What else do you have to lose if you're Jackson Marshall right there?
87 miles per hour up and in on the zone. The 0-1 taken away. The folks who stayed around in this late evening baseball action looking to make it pay. Leading off at second base is Jackson Smith. Marshall looking in. Big cut at that fastball up in the zone. When he chased the fastball that was around shoulder level to eye level and got him to chase on the 1-2. Maybe go back there and see if he chases it once again.
You can do whatever you want in this at bat right now. Walker's got Marshall out of the tip of his hand.
The 1-2, well outside. He does go back to that fastball, but maybe misses a little more than intended.
Yeah, that's just a mistake up and away fastball. I mean, it's just way high. I mean, it's 7 foot off the ground right there. I mean, getting it way over Marshall's head, and it's a 2-2 count.
Smith off a second. The 2-2. Drives, caught by third baseman, fires over to second, in time, double play. The man, the player of the week on opening night. Love, diving catch, fires it over to second, able to get the double play, sending it to extra innings. We are knotted at 2 and some more baseball, why not? Here in NECBL, a beautiful play. Take a look. 5, diving catch over to 4, 3 outs in the inning. Folks, we'll head to the 10th inning, tied at 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the top half of the 10th inning, and today's game is heading into extra innings. As I mentioned, in accordance with the NECBL rules, we will play a maximum of 2 extra innings. Each half inning will begin with a runner on second base. After 2 innings, if there is no winner, the game will end in a tie. And for those of you keeping score at home, the runner on second base will be scored as an unearned run. I mean, Ryan, what a night we've had so far from Alumni Field.
We didn't get a chance to debrief that. How about Love doing a fantastic job? That ball was smoked down the left field line, and it did a fantastic job keeping it not only in front of him, but grasping it in his glove, creating the out, and having the wherewithal to immediately turn around, fire to second base, and then completely eliminate the bottom of the 9th inning and gets his team up now with the momentum in the Nighthawks' hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a big momentum shift right here. Now, the Nighthawks need to take that momentum and actually put it to use right here. They have the runner on second in Craig, who stayed in the game after he pinched hit for Levi Jones. Now you have the 9-1-2 spots due up for the Nighthawks here in their second game of this young season in extra innings. Both times on the road, they did end up losing 5-4 against Sanford in 10 innings. So Demastre leads things off, switch hitter batting left against the southpaw Leapin, with Bassett awaiting in the bullpen.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a big move right here, keeping Lapine out. He's up there in pitch count right now, but like I said, you had that longevity out of him. He hasn't pitched since Friday night or Thursday night even, so it's been a good few days. Good pickoff move too, but he hasn't pitched in a good few days. He can create longevity out of him with the guy that doesn't reach up there in velocity. So this is a big moment right here to where he can settle in and maybe create Bassett less innings from the season.
Done a great job out of the bullpen. 45 innings in his 4th inning of work. The first pitch to Demastri is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Craig, the extra inning runner on second base. Nobody out as we begin things in the top half of the 10th inning in a 2-2 tie. Keene Swamp Bats out hitting the Nighthawks 8-4 on the night. The pitch in there for strike 1, 1-1.
Yeah, and AJ's just trying to do the same thing right here as he did last time. He flew out deep to right his last time up. That time, well, this time around here in the 10th inning, that'll advance the runner to third base with less than 2 outs. Try to get that go-ahead across.
The 1-1 pitch grounded over to third, picked up by Marshall. He'll stop on the bag in time for out number 1, but a productive out from the Nighthawks catcher Demastri. There's one away, go-ahead run on third base.
Productive out right there, as you mentioned. Beautiful job of doing the job. That's all the coaching staff is possibly asking for. He gets the off-speed pitch, rolls over it in the dirt, moves the runner over to third with less than 2 outs, and now we're going to see some action.
Pitching change here from Keene, New Hampshire. We're going to take a short break, and we'll tell you about the new arm coming in for the Swamp Backs. 2-2 game, 10th inning, right here on NECBL+. Right-hander Nate Bassett is the new pitcher for the Swamp Bats, the man who attends Virginia, and more on him. I'll send it over to Ryan.
Yeah, Nate Bassett, the guy who is known for being really a flamethrower. He came in and shut the door last night, on Thursday night actually, over on opening day for the NECBL's 2026 season, where he recorded the save over in the 9th inning after the Swamp Bats took the lead in the bottom half of the 8th. So we didn't know whether or not he was coming in when they were still trailing or not, or if it was going to be tied. But he came in when they were winning, and what he told me after that was he just wants to attack. He's going to just keep every inning the same way as he does. Now he's coming in with an inherited runner, and that's a pretty important one as the go-ahead run over at third base. But he recorded the save. He actually struck out all 3 hitters besides 1 walk that he worked in that inning on the top of the 9th at Alumni Field. And a little less of the crowd here as we head into 9:37, part of the night here at Alumni Field, but still an important crowd on the hands because, you know, it's still a big, important time of the season. You're hitting the early parts of June to where when the crowd sticks around, they want to see what type of integrity this team has, especially after coming back and they're facing adversity here. It's the go-ahead run at third.
Yeah, especially with a low 90s fastball in the infield in for the Swamp Bats. Runner at third is Brooks Craig, the extra inning runner, and in steps Nick Quagliato. Sarge, as they call him, so far facing an 0 for 4 with 1 strikeout in this game. And for Upper Valley, you want to see your guy come through right here.
Oh, yeah.
Sarge is somebody that's big for this team, and if he can come through in extra innings, give your team the lead, that's going to say a lot on this game. First pitch, big wave and a miss, strike 1.
And with that fastball from the zone from Nate Bassett, what we're going to see from him is the fastball, cutter, slider, changeup. And you can see that fastball hand right there. He's going to use it a lot. 94 miles per hour on the radar gun.
94 from the first pitch you throw out of the bullpen. You're just getting started. Bassett's 0-1. Right there for strike 2. Another 94-mile-an-hour heater right on the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
And if you're Sarge here, all you have to do is just try to protect here. I would sit fastball the whole way. He's went to it twice. Hasn't shown that you can catch up to it just yet, but the infield is playing in. So if you can get any type of contact on it and get it past his infield, you find yourself with the lead.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bassett retires Quagliato on 3 pitches, and there are 2 away in the top half of the 10th.
So right there, we saw the changeup that hit middle of the plate. Watch this as it just splits the zone, and he was not expecting. Look at the knees just buckling there on that swing. He was sitting fastball. Once he saw the pitch break, he just did not know what to do with a swing and a miss for the second out, and a very important one.
In steps Cam Boardman. The first pitch he sees is taken downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Boardman in this game 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a couple hit by pitches in this game. Looking to turn things around in the hit column, having a great start to the season. We're going to come through here for the Nighthawks. The 1-0 pitch. Downstairs again for a ball, 2-0.
Onto the fastball there, just misfired it completely. He was trying to get the lower part of the zone, however, but now infield's playing back, so he might be pitching him contact a little more. I'm surprised he didn't miss the strike zone at all against Sarge over at the top half of the lineup, even with the infield playing in. But now that they're playing back, there's nothing left to do but just attack the strike zone.
Bassett sets at the belt. Runner at third. The 2-0 is hit high in the air, deep to right field. This ball is back, and it is caught in the corner for out number 3. Boardman put a charge into this one, but the ballpark held it. We remain tied heading to the bottom half of the 10th inning right here on NECBL Plus.
While the Cardiac Bats stay in it once again, we are here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Once again, a reminder, folks, we are in extra innings, so that means some extra baseball, but in the rules of the NECBL, there will be a ghost runner over at second base to start each half inning of the extras. So, also to remember, we will play a maximum of 11 innings of baseball, so if this game does not end after the 11th, it will result in a tie, but that has not happened in NECBL history for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, I mean, what a swing from Cam Boardman right there in the top half of the 10th inning. Put a charge into it, but the ballpark held it, hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, hits it to center field. We have a different moment and a different ball game, but great swing from Boardman, but this time Stevens able to track it down and make the catch to end the inning.
And over a ghost running at second base, they're going to replace Jackson Marshall and take him out of the game. And now Griffin Enos will be the extra runner, number 30 over there off of second base. And leading off is Eli Stevens. Gets hit in the head for the first pitch of extra innings. And that one catches Liberdoni behind the plate as well. So just like that, he walks it off like a champ, takes his helmet off, and will strut on down to first base. But the winning run remains at second here, and now there's a force on any bag, and Liberdoni's still the one shaking that off. Looks like he took the biggest blunt of that. It was hit off the helmet. That's why Stevens is able to walk it off just fine. But Liberdoni behind the plate might have gotten that on the arm, and I think he gotten it on the arm at least 3 times already.
Yeah, he's been a punching bag back there, but he's been tough all night long. Looks like he's okay. And this hit by pitch, granted, yes, you don't want Walker to do that, especially leading off an inning, but honestly, nothing really hurt in this situation. You're worried about that winning run on second base. You just forced an out at every single bag right now, so.
Looks to bunt it, that one behind home plate, but will land harmlessly for strike 1. This is Nico Sinise heading up to the plate.
And for Sinise, you're just trying to put that bunt down, advance the runner to third with 1 away, but also here to Love crashing into the infield, playing shallow at third base. And as I mentioned, like, nothing really hurt with that hit by pitch. You just have a force out at any base right now.
Enos off of second base is the winning run. Force can go to any bag. The 0-1, big swing and a miss. No bunt attempt that time, and it looks like they will continue to hold it off in an 0-2 count to Sinise.
And if you're Walker, you can get Sinise on strikes here, force an opportunity to have that inning-ending double play, a ground ball up the middle, turn 2, and get out of this inning.
The 0-2 pops it up. And heads out of play for a foul ball, so good job by Sinise to stay in this at-bat. On deck, Micah Kendrick delivered the go-ahead blow in last night's game against Sanford Mainers. So he looks on to see if he can continue that clutch hitting like he did last night and put this game in wraps. But it starts with Nico Sinise, who's behind in the count, 0-2. Takes it in the dirt. Good job laying off that breaking ball.
The 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball down in the zone, and it's just a good 2-strike pitch. Good job from DeMastri to keep that ball in front of him. But now, for Brennan Walker, what do you do here? Do you go high fastball? Do you go back to that breaking ball but get it closer on the plate, run the risk of getting that ground ball, or try to get that punch out with that high fastball?
The 1-2 popped and fouled away, so he'll see another pitch. Nico Sinise, the topic of conversation after the first 2 games of baseball here in the NECBL season, especially here in Keene. Some clutch blows, but he's looking to score Enos on second base, the go-ahead run. Another forced runner at first. The 1-2 struck him out. huge punch out there by Brendan. One gone.
And that's a good two-strike breaking ball. Gets the swing and a miss this time.
Now that brings up the left fielder. Great job going to that changeup. That's one of those 81-mile-per-hour changeups that starts off on the bottom quarter of the zone. Two-strike count you're going to want to protect. He could not do so as it just dropped into the dirt. But now, Micah Kendrick. He had 4 RBIs last night. Looks to do the same here with 2 runners on. Go-ahead winning run over at second base with 1 out. Takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. That was the fastball. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count.
Elevated fastball right there, and Kendrick is going to take a big, healthy hack at it, trying to put that into right field, but came up empty this time around.
The 1-1 pitch. Kendrick takes it inside.
This is a fastball well inside as well, trying to go in on the left-handed hitting Kendrick, but Brennan Walker a little too much umph on it, got it too far inside, and no swing and no call.
Can the man from Kansas State send the fans home happy? Takes that pitch, it hits him. Kendrick reaches base for the 3rd time today. Sends the bases loaded, winning run, 90 feet away from scoring here with less than 2 out, and that brings the Swamp Bats catcher up to the plate. He's already singled twice in this one.
And for Upper Valley, you have to play corners in, middle infielders back, ready to make a double play. Actually, Dickinson and Hurt are in on this exchange, so interesting move from Chase Allen right there. But with 1 away, you have to get this runner from scoring or try to turn this double play.
Skyler with a big, healthy cut on that one. Like that swing. Fastball that's center cut, but just got right under it, just missed it. Skyler singled back in the 6th inning and did the same in the 8th. Now faces with the winning run at 3rd. 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th. The 0-1. Fouled away. He's behind 0-2.
Good front door breaking ball from Walker right there. Created an inside-out swing, and Skyler just able to foul it off, but now he's down 0-2, and if you're Walker, you can go to that high fastball. Breaking ball off the outer edge of the plate. Fastball away even if you wanted to, but you run the risk of getting a soft, weak ground ball hit in this infield.
Corners are in. The pitch fouled away. Great job. Went back to the 90-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. He was able to just get a piece of it and stay in this at-bat.
Walker doing a great job, too. Lit a little bit more off that fastball. He's been averaging 88 in this inning and found a little bit of extra gas on that fastball. 90 miles an hour registered.
More discipline is reigning from the dugout. The 0-2. Struck him out! Brendan Walker able to retire TJ Skyler. Now there's 2 outs. There it is, the changeup. What did you see there, and why did he go back to it?
That's just a lethal pitch right there. You got him behind with 2 fastballs, and you got him thinking about it. Outer half fastball. Come right back over the middle of the plate with a changeup, and that's perfectly executed. Finished below the zone. Nothing Skyler could have done right there.
So now Belcher has had 1 at-bat in this game so far, checked in back in the 8th inning and struck out. Bases are loaded. The first pitch to him is in there for a swing and a miss. Strike 1.
That's just an amazing fastball on the outer edge of the plate right there. Just a little bit off the plate, but enough to get that swing and miss. You have to applaud Walker, no matter how this inning ends, for the effort he's done in this half inning.
The 0-1. Off the plate. Fastball misses well outside, and that'll even the count.
And that's not a bad pitch on 0-1. You got him to expand his zone on the first pitch of the at-bat. This time you went a little too far off. Now maybe you can adjust to go back to a 3rd straight fastball, go inside this time.
1-1. Popped into the air. Heading towards foul territory, and that will be out of play as it goes off the grandstands. So another life for Nolan Belcher. But he's behind the count, 1-2.
And Brennan Walker, as I mentioned, go inside with that fastball. He actually went middle. You want that on the inner half or maybe a little bit inside off the plate. But still, nonetheless, got a foul ball, got strike two, big pitch coming.
The Swamp Bats in the dugout have their caps on sideways for the swag rally. Pitch high and out of the zone. They're going to appeal to first base, but they'll say he did not go. Counts even at 2. You saw the dugout. They're all on the fence, looking on for Nolan Belcher, the man who late checked into the game. Hats are on sideways. Interesting way to wear the rally cap. Bases are loaded. The 2-2. Breaking ball away. Counts 3-2. Runners will be in motion. That only plays a factor if there's a force out. Crowd is getting on their feet. He has nowhere to put them. Brendan Walker steps on the rubber. It's a showdown between him and Nolan Belcher at the plate. The payoff pitch. In there for a call, strike 3. Got him with the changeup low in the zone. It was the fastball. He struts off the mound. Got him looking on the fastball. Bases are stranded, loaded. A beautiful pitch. And the Swamp Bats are left without scoring a run. We're heading to the 11th and final inning. We're tied at 2.
In the 11th and final inning right here on NECBL Plus, as you can see that dotted fastball from Brendan Walker to get out of the jam, bases loaded jam in the bottom half of the 10th inning. CJ Boone, Ryan Fitzpatrick on the call for you this evening. I mean, Ryan, what a treat we have here from Keene, New Hampshire. A couple of defensive changes going on. Enos stays in the game. He's in left field. We also have Kendrick sliding over to left, or from left to first base for the top half of the 11th inning. And ladies and gentlemen, Cam Boardman, who flew out to deep right field. A lot of people in this ballpark holding their breath when that ball left his bat, and instead he's going to be on first base, or on second base, I should say, here to lead things off in the top half of the 11th. I mean, just what a game. I mean, it's kind of just like you're just speechless at this point.
I can't believe it. I mean, first off, the Swamp Bats looked like they had the game in the bag in the bottom of the 9th inning, 1 out, runner at second, and a beautiful line drive down the line that gets caught by James Love, where he turns a double play, which completely saves the game. And then how about the effort by Brendan Walker to stay composed? Bases were loaded. He had a 3-ball count and could not throw a better pitch to end the 10th inning.
Well, if you're a Nighthawks fan, you love this man standing at the plate to lead things off here in the top half of the 11th inning in a 2-2 ball game, facing Nate Bassett, who came out of the bullpen and shut down the rally from the Nighthawks in the top of the 10th. Boardman on second. The first pitch to Love inside. Didn't hit him, but it's ball 1.
What I love here is that now that we're later in this ball game, everyone's a lot more into it. The people who really sticked around, especially the dugouts to both teams, and they're letting them hear it out there from the Nighthawks dugout.
The 1-0 from Bassett, way outside for a ball, 2-0. And as you mentioned, I mean, we're right above the Upper Valley dugout. Yeah. We're hearing them hit the top of the roof as we're standing up here in the press box. We've been standing all night long, Ryan. Yeah. I mean, it's just been a classic ball game between these two ball clubs. Boardman, the runner at second. The 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Good breaking ball right there to get back into the count. It's 2-1.
Yeah, there's that breaking ball. He got it up in the zone, though, but that's one of those where if you're James Love, you quit on it a little early. You see it heading a little high in the zone, but it just drops right in, nips the top half, and if you're not swinging early, there's no chance.
2-1 pitch. In there for a called strike 2, top of the zone for another breaking pitch, and it's quickly 2-2 on James Love.
Love's just got to do a job here. Move the ball over. Look how far off the bag Mike is playing.
2-2 pitch. In there for a called strike 3, and that's a big out right there to get. If you are a Keene Swamp Bat, there's one away.
Look at that pitch. A beautiful slider on the inside part of the plate, just front dooring him, nipping the zone and creating the first out, and a lot harder to score that run from second base now. I wonder how they're going to handle this with Coach Sean McKenna. A little action in the bullpen to see if he makes the signal. Does he do it here, CJ? I don't know.
Well, this is a tough spot to make, a tough call to make to begin with. I mean, you have arguably your hardest throwing guy. He's been great out of the bullpen so far tonight. Just got one of the best hitters in the league so far this year out on strikes. Got him fooled on a front door slider. So this could be just maybe talking about a scouting report on Charlie McGolick right here as well. So
it ended up just being a conversation, and that's one of those where the head coach really just has to step up, especially late in the game. The Swamp Bats have a very young pitching coach in Stephen Bangs, just graduating college a year ago. So head coach Sean McKenna, who's heading into his 6th season, taking it upon himself to go talk to the veteran pitcher out there this late, this high leverage into the game, and seeing how to deal with the batter in left-handed McCulloch, who delivered that beautiful double earlier this game.
Charlie McGolick has 2 doubles on his night. The first pitch he sees fouls it right back to the screen, 0-1. And McGolick had the go-ahead 2-run double back in the 6th inning, which felt like forever ago here in this game. And then he had a double back in the 8th inning as well. Finds himself down 0-1 to the right-handed pitching Bassett. The pitch. Slow roller over to first, picked up by Kendrick. He'll flip on to Bassett covering for the out, but Boardman does advance to third. So with 2 away here in the top half of the 11th inning, Cam Boardman is just 90 feet away from scoring for the Nighthawks, but they have to go and ask Tim Dickinson to come through for the Nighthawks in this situation.
Big play right there. One that the Swamp Bats really needed. It does advance the runner to third, though. This creates those ideas, how deep that backstop is behind home plate here at Alumni Field. A pitch that gets away from the Indiana man in TJ Schuyler. If a wild pitch goes, that runner is definitely scoring, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on with that runner just 90 feet away.
What a way to answer if you're Tim Dickinson right here. 0 for 3 tonight. Line drive left side over the head of Anderson and shortstop for a base hit. Tim Dickinson comes through with the RBI single in the top half of the 11th inning. It is 3-2 Nighthawks. What a job from Tim Dickinson.
He got the fastball, lower part of the zone, 94 miles per hour, just went right with it. Driving it the opposite gap into left center field, did a fantastic job getting the wood on it, laying back and driving it for the go-ahead run. And now the Nighthawks don't have to go to the bottom half of the inning and hoping the best is a tie.
Willie Hurt steps in, big swing and fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. I mean, what a moment right here. I mean, wow. The Upper Valley Nighthawks dugout erupts when that ball gets over Anderson's head at short. Boardman came in to score. I mean, 3-2.
Yeah, and it was
in
Dickinson.
The top of the 11th. And it was Dickinson.
The man who's been 0 for 3 today. He hasn't been on base since the first where he got hit by a pitch. So he hasn't really earned his way on yet today, and he does a great job there in delivering the game's keyest hit.
He's been someone that's been able to come through in an RBI spot all year for the Nighthawks. The 0-1 pitch, bounce, nice block by Schuyler right there behind the plate, keeping it in front of him. It's 1-1.
That's huge. That's one of those breaking balls that just lost the grip on him, and Bassett on the mound right there. But TJ Schuyler did a great job in maintaining that in front of him and reading it off out of the hand. He got out of his crouch position and was really able to almost lunge at that ball.
Willie in a 1-1 count facing Bassett. 1 run in for the Nighthawks. The pitch right over the plate for strike 2. And if you're the Swamp Bats, you got to try to limit this to 1. I mean, you still have to make it manageable. A 1-run game with a runner on second in extra innings. The pitch upstairs.
Wow. There's one right there that was a shocker. We've seen 2 balls get hit in the helmet recently, and that one just nearly misses the head of the batter and Hurt.
2s across the board here in the top half of the 11th. 1 run in for the Nighthawks. The 2-2, called strike 3. And the Swamp Bats are going to get out of the inning. Dickinson was moving on the pitch, doesn't matter. And Nate Bassett gets out of the inning. But the Nighthawks, with some heroics from Tim Dickinson, have a 3-2 lead heading to the bottom half of the 11th. Don't go anywhere, right here from Keene, New Hampshire.
We are in the bottom of the 10th inning here at Alumni Field, where the Bats trail the Nighthawks 1 run, 3-2 here after the lead was taken over by the Nighthawks. Now it's time to flip over as a new arm coming out of the pen, and that's Joey Young from Xavier.
Joey Young, the product from Decatur, Illinois, from Warrensman Latham High School, attends Xavier, had a rough spring, had a 10 ERA, but solid opening night against Newport, went too strong with 2 strikeouts, allowed 2 hits, did get the win as well. Pitches were great, especially the breaking ball, had confidence to throw it. But also, before going to Xavier, Joey Young was a member of Blackhawk College Hawks in the Quad Cities. Young had a 1.11 ERA at the JUCO level, so no stranger to high-pressure moments, and he does well in later innings.
Yeah, and trio pitches here. Fastball that gets into the 90s a little bit, just gets there. Has a slider in the low 80s to fill that up, but then he drops that deuce, that curveball, low 70s curveball, that differentiator. He doesn't throw it much, but watch out for it if it's a 2-strike count, either if it's a righty or a lefty. He could drop it in you on there. There's a significant velocity change between the other pitches. He was destined. If he's been a Hawk before, he's destined to be an Upper Valley Nighthawk. Now, working deep into the night here in Keene, New Hampshire, trying to get the Swamp Bats out with that ghost runner being the tying run over at second base. So, leading off for the Keene Swamp Bats, it's the shortstop Colin Anderson, and the ghost runner at second base is Belcher. So, Nolan Belcher still taking over. He was a late addition into this game and now carrying the weight of the tying run. Still now nobody out. First pitch to Anderson. That misses for ball 1. So for the Nighthawks, it's really good to get that 1 run going into the bottom half of the 11th to where it's do this or go home. So now the best case scenario is not just a tie. They can walk away with a win. Colin Anderson punches that one to the right side. That's going to move the runner over to third base, but it's going to be an out. So that's 1 gone now here in the 11th.
And it's a little cue shot over to first, but Magulik able to stay with it enough and get a glove on it to step on the bag to get the first out. But this is not over yet, if you want to say this. We're tying run at third. I mean, granted, yes, after this inning, we're going home no matter what happens. The question is, who will be victorious, or will we have a tie here in the NECBL?
And it will be up to the top of the lineup for the Keene Swamp Bats. Jackson Smith stepping in. He's reached base 3 times today. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Beautiful pitch, fastball.
And that's just a dotted fastball that gets things started here in this count. And if he got a rollover there, maybe a little out in front of the fastball, was Smith, if he did swing, could have maybe had some fireworks.
The one's grounded to third. He has to go home with it. The throw is in time. Got him at the plate. The tying run has shifted. The tide has turned here at Keene. The Nighthawks have eliminated the tying run from scoring position after a fantastic play by Love, as he's done all day, delivering a strike to home.
And in that situation, you have to go on contact. I mean, you have to force Love to make a play, and this time he did. But putting that added pressure in that moment was big right there.
Defensive MVP of the game if the Nighthawks can retire this last hitter in Luke Boykin stepping in. He's walked, he's gotten a hit, but the past 3 plate appearances, he's gotten out. Runner goes. The first pitch is launched in the air to deep right center field. Going back on it is Hewitt at the wall. It is out of here. Oh no, it's off the fence. 1 run will score. The game is tied. Going over to second base is Boykin with a game-tying double.
I mean, what a change of momentum right there. When the Swamp Bats looked like they were down and out of it, Boykin goes the other way. A leaping try is Craig out in right field. Can't come up with it no matter what. I mean, he might have brought this ball back in. We can't tell from this vantage point, but I mean, what a opportunity right there from Craig. What an effort from the Nighthawks, but right now you have the winning run at second base with 2 away. I mean, just this game has been incredible.
How about that? The effort from Hewitt might have saved the game there, and it's all now up to The man who stepped in, Griffin Enos, with his first plate appearance of the game, has a chance to end it for the Swamp Bats in one way or the other. I mean, either it's a tie now, worst case scenario for the Swamp Bats, they go home and they don't have a loss on their home record just yet. But that winning run is on second base.
Yeah, and if you're young right here, yes, the damage has been done. The run did end up scoring from first, but there was 2 away in that situation. Nothing you could do right there. And if you're Craig, don't hang your head. You still have an out to get.
That ball misses, evens the count at 1. The Swamp Bats dugout is bright and alive, and the opposing dugout across from them in the Nighthawks is dead silent as their best case scenario is walking home with a tie. Griffin Enos, first plate appearance of the day. Can he send the fans home happy? Boykin leads off a second, the 1-1 in the dirt.
This is just a great at-bat right here from Enos. Been sitting all day, comes in a crucial spot, pinch ran back in the 10th inning. Now he has a chance to win this game, and he's ahead 2-1 in the count.
Boykin leads off a second. Head in the count is Enos. He takes it inside, 3-1.
And if you're the Nighthawks, you want that pitch to be a strike, but it is a ball, especially up and in to the right-handed hitter. Now it's a 3-1 count. What do you do here?
Even though the best case scenario for them is going home with the tie, they're still all on the fence. Same with the Swamp Bats dugout. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Runs the count full, it is 3-2. Nighthawks looking to go home with the tie. The Swamp Bats, they have the winning run at second, 2 out. Coming set is Young, the 3-2. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. The Swamp Bats avoid going home with a loss after Luke Boykin hits the game-tying double here in the bottom of the 11th, but for the first time in NECBL, for the past time in a couple of years now, where 2 teams are going home in a tie, an interesting case scenario, and it was definitely fun to watch, CJ.
I mean, this is an amazing game from just 2 amazing ball clubs. Both teams wanted to get a win in this one. Keene wanted to keep their undefeated streak alive, which they do in this case. I mean, it doesn't feel like it is not a bad moment right there, but a great baseball game nonetheless from both of these teams.
We're gonna